Sacktown Sports.
It's time. It is that time. Time for Stiles and Watkins.
You can join the show by texting 916-339-1140. Find us on YouTube at Sacktown Sports 1140.
It's time for Alan Stiles and Chris Watkins.
Yes. On a Wednesday, Stiles and Watkins, Sacktown Sports taking you up to 2 p.m. Shout out to Carmichael Dave. Hopefully he's still here because that mess he made in the studio is still here. Dave, come get your mess. Okay? There he is. He's here. There you go.
Thank you.
Dave is in the building. We're making him clean it up just like he would do his kids. That's right. We'll see you at the game tonight, Dave. No, we won't. Simone behind the glass doing her
Good
thing.
morning.
As always, Chris Watkins.
Yep.
We have Ja Morant's return. Did we bury the Warriors too soon? Steph Curry, another night just for Chris. Chris was having a great week, too.
Yeah.
A great week.
Going so well.
And then the night comes out of nowhere. We have the Kings taking on hopefully a tired Celtics team, or will it be a motivated Celtics team tonight at Golden One? And, of course, our Kings roundtable, and that will be at 12:30 with our Sacktown Sports Kings insiders, Frankie Cardicelli and Brendan Nunez. We'll also get into Justin Verlander's little brother, Ben Verlander, claiming that Shohei is the most important signing in Dodgers history. Let's just sit on that one. And if you don't understand why that doesn't make any sense, Google most important Dodgers signings, and you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Chris Watkins, how you doing?
Good. Just defrosting from
You got
from
on
the studio
the
this morning.
hockey sweater, so
I know.
you were actually
Yeah, I was ready
prepared.
for the ice, and Dave really tested me. But no, it's like you said, I was having a good week until Wardell, Stephen Curry decided to go crazy yesterday. But you know what? In a weird way, it might have been to the Kings' benefit. So you know, we'll see how it affects the Celtics going into tonight's game. But if Steph were to have a performance like he did yesterday, at the very least, I can take some joy in knowing that it might have actually helped the Kings out a little bit tonight.
It does, and we'll get into how much it will help a little bit later in the show, because in a perfect world, the Celtics win that game, right? Because then they feel like they got their W off the back-to-back. Yeah. Well, like I said, we'll get into it. I think the Celtics are going to be motivated. Sure. It's on the Kings to gas them out, right, and tire them out quickly. And
but the Celtics are on the second night of a back-to-back. It's just supposed to be that's a win, right? That just means the Kings are
when it's
absolutely going to win, right?
When it's the Kings, is this a scheduled loss, right? On Boston, and Bill Simmons, are they talking about a scheduled loss?
1,000%.
But here's the thing. I think if you're the Celtics, you probably feel like, if let's say the Celtics get ran out the gym tonight and the Kings are watching just as we're watching, okay, we're going to come out hot. We're just going to bury these guys. I feel like the Bill Simmons and the Boston media group will say, look, it's a back-to-back, and honestly, we had our W against the Warriors to split on the back-to-back, and we blew it.
They just fumbled it completely.
You fumbled the bag, and now you got to come to Sacramento, and the Kings are not coming off a back-to-back, and the Kings know that, and this is where Coach Mike Brown and De'Aaron Fox on his birthday, this is where you make your money. This is where you say, hey, we're going to take advantage of this situation. And oddly enough, correct me if I'm wrong, is this only on NBA TV, or is it not national at all?
I will have to check. I believe it is on NBA TV. I think I saw something this morning about them putting it out. It is on NBA TV, yeah. So you'll be able to get it there. And there if you're not local, obviously. But NBC will still.
But not the same national, right? You're not going to go back-to-back with the Celtics national. Of course, the Warriors got that with their history. We'll get more into that game as well. And if you're the Kings, hey, this is an opportunity. We get a real deal team, of course, and you don't have that spotlight. This is another reason, hey, in a couple years, we want to be that national game. We want to add on to those national games. Also, we will talk about Jerry Rice saying that Brock Purdy reminds him of Joe Montana. We've been hearing this stuff. We heard this after the end of last season. We thought it was hyperbole. We thought it was a little much. But now, if anybody would know, it would be Jerry Rice, right?
I would think so, yeah.
I mean, now, reminding someone of somebody, and that's like me saying Caleb Williams reminds me of Patrick Mahomes,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
I don't think Caleb Williams is Patrick Mahomes, but his mannerisms and how he throws a
Right.
football, right? And we do the same thing with
Trey Young and Steph Curry.
You literally took
Yep.
the words out of my mouth. So we'll get into that. We got sound for that as well. And Kings fans are mad.
They sure are.
Kings fans are
My
mad
goodness.
at Zach Harper, who is a
Man.
writer. And I honestly, as I'm still getting introduced, it's been a couple months now, but still getting introduced to the Sacramento way of life. And I literally had to read what Zach Harper wrote
Right.
at least 3 times to try to figure out what the Kings fans were mad about.
Super upset.
They
were
upset.
super upset. It's one thing to be like, whatever, disgruntled or even upset just a little bit, but like there was every single person who had a Twitter account, it felt like, was adding Zach Harper and adding Kevin O'Connor and just being like, you don't know what you're doing. How do you have a job in media when you write these things?
Yeah.
And I mean, we'll get into it more later.
And of course, at 1:30, we will have our dog segment. This might be one of the most important dog segments. This is just a huge game. And I think there is an added layer to this because the Celtics are coming off the back-to-back. I think you could say, I'd love to see both teams at full strength. Well, that would be in the finals if that were to happen next. I want to see if the Kings can smell blood in the water, right, and come out and really bury these guys. We've been joking about Coach Carter the last couple of days with the Wizards. Get them on the line and do liners all day long. Just run them out of the gym. I don't want to see anybody rest. I don't want to see anything because the Celtics, very bizarre ending. That possession where they had at
12
least
offensive rebounds.
12. They couldn't
I
hit
don't even
anything.
know how many it was.
They couldn't hit anything. I believe between the fourth quarter and overtime, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum only combined for 7 points. And you got Al Horford saying, it's my time.
Yeah.
He thought it was 2022.
Hey,
Derek White, it was 2022.
Yeah.
That game one when Derek White and Al Horford were balling out of control, couldn't miss a three-pointer. So if you're the Warriors, you're thinking, all right, if you guys are going to beat us with Derek White and Al Horford, we can live. And I think Kuminga, as we talk about Zach Harper and what he had to say, I think Kuminga is one of those guys, and we've gone back and forth about being a bust or not. Whether he will be what the Warriors were hoping, that remains to be seen. But the man can guard. And he had, and I can't take credit for this, but he had Jason Tatum on Alcatraz, right? Jason Tatum couldn't do a dang thing, and bringing it back to the Kings and wanting to have that wing type of guy that isn't Keon Ellis, but I guess it could be, maybe.
It's like a pocket, Keon's like a smaller version of him for sure.
He's more of that for guards specifically. He can have the bigger guards in that situation, but to your point and to what we've talked about with getting an OG Anunoby or somebody like that, the Kings don't have somebody like that besides Keegan, who we're going to see, like we said. Keegan, here are your defensive assignments, Keegan Murray. You have Jason Tatum and or Jaylen Brown tonight, okay? And then on, Friday you have Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. You can pick your poison there. Alan Stiles will be there as a fan, so you know you're going to want to show out. You know you're going to want to show out, okay, because I'm going to be cloud chasing. I'm going to have my Instagram popping, Keegan. All right, I need a beam, Keegan. All right, everybody in the Bay needs to see me having a great time at the game. And then on Saturday, off of back-to-back, you get Anthony Edwards. So we're going to see.
Tough. That's tough.
I'm telling you.
I mean, you've been phrasing it right all week. Like, this is very much like a midterm vibe. Like, they just had their 25 games to kind of get to the point where, okay, your grades are steady now.
Yes.
Okay, you finally got it up to a 3-0.
Right.
Now we're gonna have the big test to see. All right, let's see. Again, you look good. You stabilize things. Now you got some real tests to see. Of course, like, it's not going to be the end all be all, but this is a nice little gauge, a nice little litmus test to see. All right, how much are you guys clicking? And are there moves that you guys just need to make if you're going to be able to compete at this level? Because it's some of the best teams in the NBA coming through Golden One Center this week, and they're, even though the Celtics are on the second night of a back-to-back, even though all those teams are coming to Sacramento, they're not going to take it easy on them, and they're looking to get wins. I mean, they're going to come in tonight. The Celtics, that is, they're not going to be tired. Like, they're a team that's been in the finals. They've been in the Eastern Conference Finals. They're well seasoned in being the hunted. they're not going to be deterred or slowed down by the second night of a back-to-back.
Yeah, they definitely don't want to drop 2, and obviously no team does.
Not.
But the Celtics, all of their losses have been on the road.
Yep.
They are undefeated at home.
Yep.
They have only lost on the road. So they definitely I think they're probably excited about tonight because you get to get that taste from last night out of your mouth,
right?
Not against a Wizards team or somebody like the Blazers, somebody like that. You get to do it against a legit competitor and contender in this league, in the Kings. So I think that the Celtics will be up to the task, at least at the start of the game. It's on the Kings to really say, hey, we know you're more tired than that. We're just gonna run you out the gym. Quickly, before we get into too much of the Kings, the Nick Bosa thing and Jalen Hurts. Hey, we put out the blueprint, and I know Dave played the sound, and it's, keep him contained and close his running lanes so he has to stay. Last season, he threw very well in the pocket. Mm-hmm. And this season, he has not, right? And we talked about the jokes of there's only 4 plays being run, right? Something just doesn't look right. But it hasn't looked – that's the thing about the reason I'm not necessarily on board with the Nick Bosa thing is obviously they haven't looked – the Eagles haven't looked as good since they played the Niners. They've also been on just a complete gauntlet. Yeah. And they really didn't look great before the Niners. That's why I'm not taking what Nick Bosa said and saying, wow, the Niners, they broke the Eagles, they broke Jalen Hurts. They really didn't look good all season. And that's why Niners fans were complaining about Jalen Hurts being ahead of Brock Purdy in the MVP race. So I hear what he's saying, but to me, I didn't see it as, wow, the blueprint. You're not the first person to think to do that. That's just how I saw it.
No, yeah. I mean, I definitely don't think that they figured out the blueprint. I think you hit the nail on the head right there. I think that it's that the Eagles are in a really, really tough stretch of games right now. I mean, even before the Niners game, it was like they had played the Bills and they had played the Chiefs and
the Cowboys.
The Cowboys. And, we're sandwiched in between 2 Cowboy games. They're just on a brutal stretch. And I mean, they were still 10-1. I think Draper even said it yesterday. Like, this is still a team that has 10 wins on the season. And, they're going to finish they could finish 13-4 this year. They're still a really good team. And that's why, I'm not quite there on this is the Niners just clear out the lane here because it's the Niners to lose. I mean, it is theirs to lose, but it's just it's not going to be as easy as what I feel like people are starting to build this thing up as, where the Niners are just going to roll through the playoffs. I'm not quite there yet.
Well, I am. And I've been there. And that's why, even if the Eagles, to be fair, if the Eagles drop, I'll believe Nick Bosa more if they come out, the Eagles do, and they lose to the Giants, and they lose to the Commanders, and they play the Giants twice. Mm-hmm. So if that happens,
you're down.
Okay, but these teams and even the Seahawks, they were in a position to win. Jalen Hurts don't play defense, and Bradbury got cooked. So I don't know. Sure he really did. So I don't know about all that. All right, got to get to a break. When we get back, we are talking about Ja Morant's return. We have sound from Ja Morant. He kept receipts. We'll see what he's got to say. Stiles and Watkins, Sacktown Sports.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sacktown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland, and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
Guys, want to lose weight, improve your performance, and increase your drive? Revive Men's Health can help you make it happen with our new cutting-edge weight loss medications like your favorite athletes and celebrities use. They're affordable and available now. And since your testosterone level has a direct impact on your weight and fitness, get a free T-check and free exam. Book your appointment today at Revive Sacramento. We know we can help you. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Time to check out Capital Casino, conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
Live and local. Live and local.
This is Sacktown Sports.
Stiles and Watkins, Sacktown Sports, taking you up to 2 p.m., getting you ready, getting you set for Kings Celtics. This will be one heck of a matchup, and on De'Aaron Fox's birthday, you got to think he's got something special in store. He gets to play at home. I think it's going to be a great game, and I know that the Beam regime, I know that Kings fans are very excited. Trying to get confirmation. Porzingis, I know they said he was probably going to play last night. Not that he was going to play last night, but he would probably play tonight. I don't know if that's official yet, but if it is, that is somebody that the Warriors did not have to deal with. Jason Tatum did roll his ankle last night, and he returned to the game and still made shots, still did his thing. But I do wonder if we talk about how Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum only combined for 7. Now, I don't know about Jaylen Brown. Maybe they just made him go left towards the end of the game. But as I do give a lot of kudos to Kuminga, I wonder how that ankle is feeling for Jason Tatum today.
Yeah, I mean, that's always the big question, especially when you roll your ankle. It's not about, how you feel that day. It's not, when the adrenaline's going and you can keep that thing moving, you're relatively fine. It's the next day when that thing starts to swell up. Can you even put pressure on it? Mm-hmm. It looked like a pretty nasty roll, but the fact he was able to finish the game and it happened so early in the game, and for him to finish, I would guess he's probably fine, but you never know. I mean, it's still so early in the season. Like maybe Boston does just kind of decide to take it easy.
That's a good point.
And, I feel like you said, they're expecting to have Porzingis back tonight. So maybe it could be a night where they just decide to rely on some of those other guys. It's not necessarily a must win from the Celtics perspective. They've done a great job of getting off to a great start. So, maybe if in their eyes, they could possibly afford to lose a couple games here, as I'm pretty sure they're wrapping up their West Coast road trip, and maybe they'll just cut their losses and say, let's go back home and let's not further injure our star player. Because if Jason Tatum's not playing well, that's how the Celtics start looking real regular.
Well, it's interesting because I'm looking here at the Celtics schedule, and you have the Kings tonight on the back-to-back. After that, so you can look at this a couple ways. If you're the Celtics, you can say, hey, power through, because then you don't play again until Saturday.
Okay, where is that?
It's in L.A. So basically after this, they hang out in L.A., play the Clippers on the 23rd, and then their Christmas Day game is the Lakers on that Monday.
Yeah, okay.
So they're not done with the trip.
Okay.
They don't have to leave California,
right?
But they do have to get back on a plane. So if you're the Celtics, and this is where I'm gonna be completely honest with you, it might help to be a smaller market team, right? Where it's, hey, we could sit Tatum against the back-to-back with the Kings,
right?
Because we want to make sure that he's right,
especially
for our
Christmas.
2 LA games.
I mean, the Christmas game is the one where Adam Silver is going to say, hey, is Jason Tatum feeling
No,
okay?
he's got to be. So if I'm the Celtics, I don't think you would play him tonight and then it's still sore, let's sit him against the Clippers on Saturday.
Right.
I think if anything they would sit him today. But like you said, he was back. I mean, I don't think he maybe missed the end of a quarter.
Right.
And
maybe
came
missed
back
like one rotation.
Exactly. So he will probably play, but we will keep an eye on that, as well as we also keep an eye on Ja Morant's return. Because I had both games going on the League Pass. There were 2 games going on. It was the Spurs playing, what was it, the Bucks or somebody like that. They were getting smacked. And I was looking and I see the Pelicans, the Kings' arch nemesis, smacking the Grizzlies. And I'm thinking, man, 2 bad games. I go to put baby girl down for a nap, and the Grizzlies are right back.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm
Pelicans
thinking
were killing them.
They were hitting them, and all of a sudden the Grizzlies are right back in it. Ja Morant does his thing, and he had this to say in the post game.
I've been putting work in, man. I ain't played a game in 8 months. had a lot of time, learn myself. A lot of hard days, where I went through it. But, basketball is, my life, what I love, therapeutic for me. And I'm just, excited to be back.
So he says that, and that is basically Ja Morant in PR mode, right? That is Ja Morant. Hey, this is what you say after the game. This should be how you feel, right? All of that. Then this is what he said after that as he's running back to the locker room. He kept receipts.
Okay.
He kept receipts. So he goes on to say that, and then in the post-game presser, somebody asked him about that, and he says, yeah, it is exactly what it sounds like. I heard everything, right? Does it feel weird, number one, how Ja Morant was accepted back? I mean, and there is a compilation tweet up of just the NBA community from LeBron James to Kevin Garnett to Vince Carter to Tyus Jones to Kyle Kuzma, Tyrese Maxey, Draymond. Draymond was tweeting a lot last night, by the way. We can talk about that a little bit as well.
He should have filled in for Chuck last night.
All of these guys. And look, I'm torn because I understand the brotherhood. And you have somebody that just has immense talent. If he could just stay out of his own way.
Right.
But does it feel a bit weird like when DeAndre Hopkins came back and did a promo video when he was coming back from PEDs, right? Does it feel weird? Like, Ja, what are your receipts on?
Right.
You put yourself
messed up.
What are your receipts on? Are your receipts on the team, right? Because people said the team was done, or is it about? I didn't hear anybody, and maybe I did not hear correctly, but nobody was saying Ja was done. Everybody was saying, Ja, you got to just stop getting in your own way.
Yeah.
So the whole, it's me against the world.
Yeah.
You keep putting yourself in your own way.
Right.
Do you have receipts on yourself?
That's what we've got the receipts too of what puts you in this situation. And I'm a little bit conflicted to answer your question. Like, I just feel, I don't want to say I don't care about it's not the fact that it was him waving a gun is the reason why.
Multiple times. I tried to Google the sound for the show, and I clicked on different tweets and posts, and it said from 2021, from 2022, multiple things. And by the way, he's still in a hearing right now for what happened with the kid.
Why is he in court right now? Just pay that kid off. Like, as much I'm sorry, I don't know if I'm not supposed to say the quiet part out loud, but just pay the kid off, get an NDA, and be done with it. Why are you further not implicating yourself, but why are you bringing more attention to your wrongdoings? I don't know if he's just really prideful and trying to say look, this kid's been lying on me and all that stuff, but I mean, like I was saying, I don't really have a problem or a massive problem with the gun factor of it. It's more of the sense that he treated us as a public like we were idiots. It was, it was a slap on the wrist. They're not going to do anything to me. And then to do it 2 weeks later again after being warned and after having all the spotlight on you, it was just such a dumb decision. And that's why it was a dumb thing for him to do. I'm not going to be that quick to just open you back or welcome you back with open arms. I'm not here to punish you or anything like that. I don't want to see you suspended for longer. It just, to me, felt strange that all of a sudden it just felt like all of his wrongdoing, all of his bad actions were just completely erased and wiped away, and all that conversation. It's just, Ja Morant is back. How awesome. And it doesn't ever really, I don't know. It feels very incomplete, and it feels very not rushed because he was suspended for 25 games, but I don't know. It didn't feel right yesterday. I don't know if I can even fully put my finger on what didn't feel right, but I personally, and I think it's a personal decision for everybody, but I personally just felt like I'm not ready right now to be super supportive of Ja Morant being awesome and being right back to the face of the NBA or the future face of the NBA. That's where I have no problem with him playing basketball. I've got no problem with him in the league. Got no problem with him starring for his team, but it's the face of the league thing where I'm like, well, again, I just think that there's better examples out there to be the face of the NBA.
I don't have a problem.
De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah,
and not saying,
sure.
Different conversation.
But I guess I don't have a problem with how the players welcomed him back with open arms, because that's what the players are going to do. It's a brotherhood.
Like you said, it's a brotherhood.
He is a young player in this league, and they want to see him win. So I don't have a problem with that. I just think it's funny that Ja is coming down. And look, we can't see every piece of content, especially these days. We don't even know what content is true or not, right? So for Ja to say, well, I kept receipts on this, I just don't want him to forget who put himself in that situation, right? And I was watching First Take this morning, and Jay Williams was essentially saying, hey, this is how athletes kind of compute, and they have to, even if it's not an actual person or something, they just need to use it to motivate them.
Right.
That's all fine and good, but again, it's how it sounds, right? And it sounds like you are upset that people were holding you accountable. Now, if there are people out there that said, Ja is done, he'll never get his life together, he's a hack, he can't figure it out, he's a dummy, all this stuff. If there are probably people that are did say that, then cool, I get it, Ja. But I think also for me, it's also a timing thing. I don't know if that was the time. Even Damian Lillard saying it to Halliburton in a completely different way, to be humble at some points. I would have liked to see the Ja initial when he was on the court. That first clip we played, I would have liked to see that at least for a day. Get through the game, and then you get on a little winning streak. Oh, y'all thought I was done. I mean, to be fair, Ja, it was only one game, and you came back hot, but it was only one game.
Yeah, I mean, the Memphis Grizzlies right now with that win moved to 7-19.
Right. So that second part of people are, and I get it. If you're I guess in the heat of it or whatever is.
Yeah, he just hit a game winner.
He just hit a game winner, but I just think that there's all these situations where everybody wants to be the victim. Everybody can't be the victim.
Right.
And Ja, you're not the victim.
Right.
Okay? You served your time, and you're back playing. All the talking heads or whoever, if that's who you're talking to, if there were people, from what I saw, it was a lot of we'll see. Because we'll see. But if there were people saying straight up, Ja's done, right? He'll never be the face of the league. He'll never be this. He'll never be that. And that's who he's coming at. Sure, I get it. It would have been nice to at least get through a night and just be humble for one night.
I think that's where I think, you helped me come to a conclusion that I think that's where I was so upset. Is it doesn't feel like at any point, like, where was the remorse? Where is I learned something from this? And again, maybe right immediately after hitting the game winner's not the time. But.
Well, but maybe he felt like that first, we got to go, that maybe he felt like that first post gamer on the court where he did say, I learned about myself, blah, 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 blah. Maybe he felt like, now I did that. Now I've covered that. I crossed that off the checkbox for my PR, and now
he did the Jalen Rose interview. It's the same thing as the Jalen Rose interview.
Exactly.
Earlier.
It's a different handshakes. Okay. You do the certain handshakes with certain people. All right, we got to go. Let's continue to have this conversation. And we see it popping on the text line 916-339-1140. You want to be a part of the conversation. Also in the SAC chat, shout out to the SAC chat, always holding us down. You want to be a part of the conversation, call in, text it. I think it's a very interesting one, and we will continue to talk about it. And also the Warriors. Did we bury them too soon? Stiles and Watkins, Sacktown Sports.
Nothing slows my little girl down, except a stuffy nose.
Mommy.
That's why I use Sinex Children's Saline from Vicks. Sinex instantly clears mucus in everyday stuffy little noses with a gentle, ultra-fine mist designed for kids. Just Sinex? Breathe. Her stuffy nose is gone for now. And so is she.
Sinex Children's Saline. Sinex, breathe. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
This is Jeff Scott. Did you know there's a way to outsmart COVID if you get it? Now, there are medicines that can treat COVID whether or not you've been vaccinated, which is great news, especially if you're over 50. If taken in the first 5 days of having symptoms, COVID medicines can help stop the illness from getting serious. Call the healthcare provider or the statewide COVID hotline at 833-422-4255 to learn more about COVID medicines. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
We are toasting the new year in style with country star Tyler Rich at Gold Country Casino Resort. Special guest, the Chain Slack Band, will warm the crowd up. We're counting down to midnight with Tyler Rich. Get your tickets now at goldcountrycasino.com for the biggest New Year's Eve party around. Gold Country Casino Resort. Must be 21 or older.
As we come together to celebrate the end of this long, long year, Stockton Honda has savings to bring us all cheer. Happy Honda Day savings and selection galore. Stockton Honda's online express purchase and great people give you more.
Save on 400 new Hondas at Stockton Honda during Happy Honda Days. Shop in person or online with our express purchase option.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
I'm filled with gratitude for the Golf to Go show guests who have trusted us with their time, their thoughts, and their dreams. People like NBC's Peter Jacobson, Angie Dixon from First Tee Greater Sacramento, former 49er great Steve Young, Sir Nick Faldo, the heralded team at Hagen Oaks like Ken Morton Jr., Tom Morton, PGA Golf to Go's resident on-air playing coach, Mike Woods, PGA Director of Golf, and all the PGA professionals and guests who have entertained us over this year's 52 shows. Thanks also to you, our loyal listeners who are there every week with compliments and suggestions when we might hit it out of bounds. Thanks also to the game that brings us all together, to the millions of men, women, boys, and girls who play the game. Thanks to the able-bodied, and thanks also to the programs that nurture those in need of a lift, like the California Eagles, PGA Hope, and many more. Thank you to Scott Marsh. We are fortunate to have lived life and had a chance to play the game. If that's your Golf to Go, I'm Frank LaRosa. Don't you just love this time of year and the holidays when families get together to make memories? Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. From the time I was a youngster, the family table was always filled with a gathering of grandparents, aunts and uncles, brothers and sisters. Those are memories that will live with me forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings Holiday Home Sale going on right now gives you the opportunity to find the perfect holiday gift that will last a lifetime. You'll find unique gifts like gleaming accessories for every room, now 20% off. During Naturewood's Holiday Home Sale, you'll find savings all around the store for every room in your home. Find your perfect bit of Christmas for your home at Naturewood Home Furnishings Holiday Home Sale going on right now. The memories you make with your family will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Sacramento has a new tag team in the midday. It's Stiles and Watkins on Sacktown Sports.
Ball into the backcourt for Morant. 8 seconds. 7 seconds. Jones waits beyond the three-point line. 4 seconds. 3 seconds. Morant into the lane. Spins. Hangs. Floats. It's good! Zeros on the clock. Morant wins the game in his return. 25 games later, the Grizzlies have shown they are going to make a charge back into the Western Conference picture.
Stiles and Watkins, Sacktown Sports. That was clearly from the Grizzlies broadcast. They have proven they will make a push. Really?
Really?
They got 7 wins now.
Resurgence back into the Western Conference.
Their way.
They got to win 12 straight to get to 500.
They have proven. Really?
Oh, boy.
Only one can hope. They keep receipts out there in Memphis. They keep receipts as we talk Ja Morant's return. We will talk about the Warriors. Did we bury them too soon? Jerry Rice. Brock Purdy reminds him of Joe Montana. And, of course, Kings Celtics. We're going hardcore Kings Celtics around 11:30. Then we have our roundtable at 12:30. So hang with us as we take you up to 2 p.m. before the drive, guys. The text line doing what it always does, giving us different perspectives from the 916, talking about guns in America and bringing race into the equation as well. If it was a country boy showing guns, nobody would bat an eye. Well, 916, if that country boy was in the NBA, I think they would bat an eye, right?
If it's the NBA, like
well,
NFL too.
Really just
MLB,
right? Anywhere where you are making your look, as whatever company you work for, everything is different based on visibility, right? What you mean to your company.
Right.
The one thing that we can all agree with is that, especially in this economy, when layoffs are happening, you don't want to upset your company or bring your company extra drama. A lot of people just want to chill in the back and, hey, nobody really knows about Benny over there. So Benny just does his work, right? If you are bringing extra, it doesn't matter race, it doesn't matter the color. If you are bringing extra drama to an already busy, high stress job,
high visibility
already
job, enough
job,
eyes on you.
You have to be dealt with. I can guarantee you, if Ja Morant, now maybe socially and how it's viewed in that regard might be different, but if Ja Morant was white and he is flashing his gun on social media, he would have got the same suspension. So maybe 916 doesn't mean that he wouldn't, and it's just how people talk about it. But I've already said, we need the next face of the NBA. All the brothers that were hollering at Ja, hey, shout out 12 from LeBron James to Draymond Green to Tyrese Maxey, who's another young buck in the league. They all want to see him win. We all want to see him win. The problem is, what you're not going to do is come here and pretend like you're the victim or somebody put you in that situation. And we kept the same energy with Draymond Green. When Draymond Green was trying to say the same thing, as if somebody made him do the A-Town stomp on Sabonis's chest. Nobody's making you do that.
No. Yeah, I mean, Ja's completely put himself into this situation. You're right. Like, I mean, I don't know if why he's even looking to try and play the victim card, because he completely put himself into these situations, and he's got no one else to blame. Like, it was his own decision to go live on Instagram. It was his decision to
blame
flash
your
the gun
boys
on his boy who went live and
flashed
to him. That's all on him. Like, you got to surround yourself with better people. And and this is, and not I'm not going to draw crazy conclusions off of just yesterday. And again, high emotions and everything going into yesterday's game and in the conclusion of it. But I don't know. It makes me think, and I'm wondering the same thing when it comes to Draymond too. Like, what are these suspensions? Like, I want to see you come back. Like you said, we all want to see Ja win. He's not going to win unless he truly has learned something. And I don't know. Just if you're asking me after yesterday, did I feel like Ja Morant learned something from sitting out and having that time to reflect on his own actions? I mean, after yesterday, I would say no, just because it didn't seem like he took the opportunity to explain, like, I feel like I've grown from this, I've learned. And maybe he said it and I just haven't caught it because I haven't been in on all the Memphis Grizzlies press conferences.
With Ali LaForce at the beginning, I would have said yes when he was still on the court. Something snapped in him between that, I believe, that he felt like he did what he needed to do. He said the right things and then just decided, all right, now I can be Ja again.
But isn't that symptomatic of what was the problem in the first place? It's this guy who is, I mean, maybe not even one thing on the floor and a different off, but it's, okay, it doesn't really matter what's on the floor isn't the issue. What you're saying in post-game press conferences isn't the issue. It's what you do immediately after you're off the floor. And sometimes it's literally once you leave the arena, what are your actions like? And I mean, to me, again, it's not showing a level of accountability. And immediately after that interview with Ali LaForce, again, running to his locker room and saying, I kept receipts. And it's like, well, yeah, again, you kept receipts on what? People holding you accountable? I don't get it. I just don't think from yesterday, it just doesn't feel like much has been learned. And again, that was what my thing with Draymond was, okay, this is all fine and dandy. I don't know why we're going to suspend him indefinitely if what we're trying to actually do is, if you want to say rehabilitate them, then let's actually do it, and let's not let them play until we feel like they're a better person on the other side of it.
I think the confusing thing is whether or not Ja Morant, we have two similar yet completely different situations, which is an oxymoron, with Ja Morant and Draymond Green. Draymond Green on the court, suspect to say the least, right? Off the court, Draymond's never had any issues, right? I think randomly back in the day there was something in Michigan. He fought some kid at a bar or something like that, very long time ago. When you have Ja Morant, no real issues on the court.
He's really fun on the floor.
And then off the court, it gets even stickier because, to 916's point, if Ja worked at Staples or somebody like that, there probably wouldn't be any repercussions for hopping on Instagram Live with the gun, right? It depends on who you talk to. Well, obviously, I don't know if the gun was registered or whatever the case was, but in terms of doing quote unquote something wrong, it just is an extremely sticky situation. So when you talk about rehabilitation, I think people have been going back and forth with Ja or with Draymond Green because, hey, does Draymond Green actually need counseling?
Right.
He doesn't do anything off the court. And very similar with Ja, was he just getting counseling to not be a dummy?
So I think that's also an interesting thing as well, because I do think that there's two different forms of rehabilitation for those two guys. If you were to ask me, I would say Draymond needs anger management. He needs to figure out when you get to that red zone, how do you calm yourself down or understand what actions are crossing the line and what is, I mean, there's, you can be upset and angry. There's just certain things that we all know you're not allowed to do. I think the problem with Ja isn't even, I don't even know if Ja's a bad person. I don't think he's
just young, and
he's young.
$1 trillion.
He makes dumb decisions, and I think part of that is because he's young. But I think the real problem with Ja is he's got a bad circle around him. And so when I talk about rehabilitation with Ja, it's for me more of he needs to understand himself more, understand the situation he's in, what's at stake, and understand that you can't put yourself in jeopardy by hanging around that many or the wrong kind of people. Because clearly, I mean, if we want to use the example of why he's in court right now, him beating up a 17-year-old, well, like, you need to have somebody in your crew who's going to step to Ja and get in between you and that 17-year-old and say, bro, what do you do? Like, get like, if you want to, like, let me, if anything, a fall guy, be like, I'll take care of this. If you're really that hot about it, let me take the fall for this. Or, you know, again, a friend who's not going to go live on Instagram Live when he knows you have a gun after this happens and point the Instagram Live camera to you. Like, Ja's putting himself in those situations, yes, but also the people that are around him aren't helping him to succeed. And that's the biggest thing that I think that dude needs.
And people come down T. Morant's road. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
all
I'm
I
not
know
going to
is
speak on that man's family, but I
don't know what to do.
It doesn't
with
feel
that.
like his dad's helping him.
But I just don't know. I
No,
don't know because
either.
I don't know if I'm 23, 24 years old and you're living in a house that I bought you and I'm a multimillionaire.
Totally fair.
You going to listen to your daddy? I don't know.
You're not wrong. No, you're
Pops.
not wrong. No, you're not wrong.
You like them shoes you wearing, Pops? You like them front row tickets? I don't know. He helped get him to the league,
but I'm going to say, as a father, I would say your responsibility is say, if you're going to talk, like, no, like, I'm here to check you on
we
that.
just don't know if that's happening, though.
And I'm saying that needs to, somebody in his life, it should probably be his dad.
He should come out.
Somebody needs to tell him and say, bro, you can't, you just, like, you're messing. Yeah, it's great that you bought me a house. It's great you bought me these shoes. You're not going to be able to do that in 10 years if you keep messing up like this.
I just think that from raising his son and helping him get to the league, who's been in his life this whole time, and he's got his sister who's a baller as well, it's hard for me to believe that T. Morant isn't, as much as he looks cool or whatever the case is, hasn't tried to talk to Ja before.
He is a dude who literally started a scuffle, like, with the sitting courtside with Shannon Sharp.
Yeah. And
so I don't know.
Who knows? All right, got to get to a break. When we get back, did we bury the Warriors too soon? Is there another two, if you count the Grizzlies, who are coming back? Are there two more teams in the West to worry about? Stiles and Watkins, Sacktown Sports.
Where is Ja? The 49ers have secured their playoff berth, and now they chase the NFC's top seed.
Purdy out of the shotgun, looks left, throws end zone. Caught! George Kittle in the back of the end zone. Touchdown! San Francisco!
Check out all the 49ers games with Greg Papa and Tim Ryan.
On your home for the playoff-bound 49ers. Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-775-5622. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-775-5622. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-775-5622. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for by Cars R Us and Find the Children.
This holiday season, Good Guys Heating and Cooling is turning up the warmth and spreading joy with our Toys for Tune-Ups promotion. Schedule your tune-up or troubleshooting appointment, and with a donation of a new unwrapped toy at the time of your service, we'll waive the fee. It's our way of giving back and making a difference in the lives of local children who might not have the Christmas that every child deserves. All toys will benefit Children's Hope, a wonderful local foster charity right here in Sacramento. Call Good Guys Heating and Cooling at 530-GOOD-AIR to schedule your appointment, or book online at goodguysheatingcooling.com. Happy holidays from the Good Guys family. License number 1057618.
Hey, DC comic movie fans, the Esquire IMAX Theater in downtown Sacramento is playing Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, the IMAX experience, for a limited time.
I'm gonna murder his family and burn his kingdom to ash.
Experience this year's superhero film of the year on the Esquire IMAX 6-story screen. Getting tickets is easy. Visit IMAX.com/Sacramento for showtimes and reserved seating. And don't miss Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom at the Esquire IMAX Theater this week.
Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader, like that car riding your tail. Or if you're tailgating right now, all those cars doubling as kitchens and living rooms are on AutoTrader too. Are you working out and listening to this ad at the same time? Well, multitasking pro, cars like the ones in the gym parking lot are for sale on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. AutoTrader.
Christmas is in the air at Hanley's Kia. The season of giving back is bringing you an unbeatable deal on all 2024 Kia models. Drive home in style without breaking the bank. Introducing Hanley's Kia incredible leasing option for just $199 a month. Picture yourself behind the wheel of a brand new 2024 Kia, loaded with the latest features and cutting-edge technology. Whether it's the sleek Niro Hybrid with 54 mpg, an EV6 with up to 310 miles, the versatile Sportage, or the family-friendly Telluride. At Hanley's Kia, you can also reserve your luxurious full-size EV9 with 3 rows that has the comfort of a stylish interior and the peace of mind that comes with driving a brand you can trust. Head over to Hanley's Kia, the season of giving back today, located in Davis.
New 2024 Kia Niro Hybrid EX for $199 per month for 36 months after $7,999 customer cash due at signing plus $300 military customer rebate. 10,000 miles per year and 20 cents per mile after 30,000 miles based on sale price $30,545 and payment excludes taxes and DMV fees and any dealer fees. Vehicle ID number R5136138.
Red Hawk Resort Casino is an entertainment experience like no other. We're the only place where you can play blackjack, then hop on an indoor car track. We're the only place with more than 2,000 of the hottest slots and a state-of-the-art 18-lane bowling center. And now with a world-class sports bar and a resort hotel to stay after you play. Is it any wonder we've been voted best over 100 times? We're Red Hawk Resort Casino, official casino partner of the Sacramento Kings.
The Arnold Law Firm has seen how an injury can turn anyone's life upside down. Whether it's a slip and fall, a car accident, or any other kind of injury. For almost 50 years, the Arnold Law Firm has been here to help you through the entire process to protect you and your family. If you are ever injured or in an accident, call the Arnold Law Firm. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777. That's 916-777-7777.
Time to check out Capital Casino, conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
Sacktown Sports. Check us out on YouTube. Search Sacktown Sports and subscribe.
Stiles and Watkins, Sacktown Sports. Taking you up to 2 p.m. We will be joined by our Sacktown Sports Kings Insiders at 12:30 for our Kings Roundtable. We know that you love that. Get your calls ready, get your texts ready as we get ready for Kings Celtics. But the Celtics are coming off a back-to-back. And the team that they played, that team in the Bay, they kind of did the Kings a favor. Would have liked to see the Celtics win that game, so they would have felt like, okay, we got our one in the back-to-back, and maybe they would be gassed. And maybe in that case, honestly, maybe Jason Tatum would be more likely to sit if they feel like they got that W against their, not rival, but they played a couple years ago in the finals. But they didn't, in part because of Steph Curry, who was playing with 5 fouls, I think the whole fourth quarter, or majority of the fourth quarter. And the Celtics, for as good as they have looked all season, they were missing Porzingis, as some people may call him.
Porzingis.
God. The Celtics crumbled at the end, right? They were trying to ride the Derek White wave, and Al Horford took some shots where he was wide open, but sometimes there's a reason you are with that elbow out to thy kingdom come. And the Warriors were able to overcome a 17-point deficit and win the basketball game. And in Warrior land, they feel like they are turning things. The Warriors are turning things around. The Clippers have figured it out.
Great.
The Grizzlies are pushing towards the Western Conference standing. So it is a busy time in the Western Conference. It's a busy time for Santa, and it's a busy time in the Western Conference as a lot of these teams are turning things around.
Yeah.
Did we bury the Warriors too soon?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think Clay is playing a lot better. I think they said he scored 20 points, after there was the Warrior stat for that for so far, what's been the first half of the season, that, nobody except for Steph had scored over 20 points. And then it was, 4 guys in 15 games or something had scored over 20 points. And Clay has now scored, I think, over 20 in 9 of his last 13. So he seems to have clicked things back up. But to me, it just feels like the Warriors have kind of lost that punch. I mean, and no pun intended.
Come on, man.
No, absolutely.
With Draymond, I mean, they don't have one.
Absolutely no pun intended there. I swear it was not. But and I don't even think it's the Draymond thing. I think even with Draymond, they just don't feel as scary as a team. And
3-0
they might,
since Draymond went back to his session.
Right. I think that they could maybe squeeze into the play-in race. I don't know if I even would believe in them in the play-in tournament with how many good teams there are in the West. I just think that
even the play-in.
I think that Steph has the ability to elevate that team in a single performance, but I think that the Warriors winning a playoff series this year it really seems almost impossible.
No, they can get one.
I don't know.
Steph will get them one.
They can win it. They can win a game or two. I don't see them winning four games.
Who are they beating? But let's look here.
Yeah.
And I will say, in Warriorville, we're not doing it, but because we did it last week, and I thought people were going to jump through the screen and take the mics out of our hands when we brought up. We didn't even bring it up. Bleacher Report brought up Draymond Green and the Kings being a possible fit amongst other teams, and people were upset. So I'm not doing that. All I'm saying is that in Warriorville, what they're saying is that could this be the coming out party for Jonathan Kuminga? And you look at a different version of the big three with Steph, Clay, and Jonathan Kuminga doing a lot of those same things and being that athletic guy. To me, when I look at the fact that you got Andrew Wiggins on the bench, you have Podziemski starting, and I think he's a good story, and I think he could be a good little player. To me, it just makes me feel like it's cute.
Yeah.
This current lineup is cute.
Yeah.
They're 3-0 since Draymond half departure. He'll be back at some point. It's cute. But do I think that this team is going to win a championship? And of course, Draymond would be back by then. I definitely don't think they're going to win a championship. I do think that with Steph, the way Steph is, but here's the thing, Chris. Are you putting this more on the Celtics? Because my question is, we talked yesterday, and we're going to talk more during our Kings Roundtable about the length that the Celtics have.
Yeah.
You got Derek White. You got Drew Holiday. You got Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
You got Jaylen Brown. You have all these guys, and nobody, after he went night-night on you 2 years ago, nobody went.
That's where it started, huh, actually? Did the night-night
playoff run.
Yeah.
That playoff run. Nobody, we talk about Coach Mike Brown sending a trap too much.
Right.
You just didn't think to bring a trap at any point and get the ball. And I know Clay shot the ball well late in that game, but nobody thought towards the end of the game, hey, let's make sure we find Steph Curry.
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of weird, it's funny because yesterday I was kind of poking fun at the fact that last year Celtics fans were all over Joe Mazzulla's head all year long saying this dude's like a terrible coach. Like we're winning 60 games, but this guy's the worst coach ever, and blamed him throughout the duration of the playoffs. And then this year I hadn't heard anything. Yesterday, I feel like is a day where we might start to hear some Joe Mazzulla stuff because that didn't make sense to me. And the fact that
he had 5 fouls
made no sense.
Nobody
just go at that guy. Go at that guy
every
time. Because again, what are the Warriors without Stephen Curry in that game?
He should not have even finished the fourth quarter, let
there's no
alone
way.
this man played overtime.
Yeah. It's a miracle you even got 5 fouls on Steph.
Right.
you have to take advantage of that.
You know how they used to make fun of Ty Lue when he coached LeBron and the whiteboard, the little whiteboard that you draw plays on would be a stick figure with LeBron and just say, give the ball to him. I would have had the whiteboard if I was Missoula with a stick figure saying, Steph Curry, post him up. Do not let him hide. He can't finish. I don't even care about
put him in the switches.
I don't even care about defense. I don't even care if he's going off. Get that man out the game.
Yeah.
All right, we gotta get
figure
to
everything else later.
We gotta get to a break. We get back continuing to talk about the Celtics and the Warriors. Chris says the Warriors are done. I don't know who's more done, the Warriors or the Eagles. We'll discuss. Stiles and Watkins, Sacktown Sports.
Check out the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa every week on Sacktown Sports. Get the latest on equipment, area courses, people who play the great game, and plenty of good conversations about golf. It's the Golf to Go Hour every week with Frank LaRosa on Sacktown Sports. Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, America's most awarded golf facility. Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality.
The sewer system. It's probably the last thing on your mind, and that's okay. Because at the Sacramento Area Sewer District, it's our first priority. As the region's largest sewer utility, we own and maintain thousands of miles of sewer pipe. And our job is to get to your sewer problem before it interrupts your life. So whether you've got a slow drain or a backup, call us first, day or night. The Sacramento Area Sewer District. It's a dirty job, but we're happy to do it.
Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with primetime football. It's back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. Offering the best food, best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region and conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Guys, want to lose weight, improve your performance, and increase your drive? Revive Men's Health Sacramento can help you address the root causes of weight gain, low energy, poor drive, and performance issues. And since your testosterone level has a direct impact on your weight and fitness, we'll give you a free T-check and free exam at Revive Sacramento. Imagine upping your game, losing weight, and getting in shape all at once. Revive can help you make it happen with our new cutting-edge weight loss medications like your favorite athletes and celebrities use. They're affordable and available now. Weight gain and low T are treatable conditions. We know we can help you. Take that first step and book today. You're only one step away from getting in the best shape of your life. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Got a drain that's clogged up? Or maybe a toilet? Or a faucet that just won't quit leaking? Kenny and Jerry are here from Bell Brothers, and we want you to know that it does make a difference which plumber you call.
At Bell Brothers, we respect your time by showing up when we say we'll be there. Our technicians are all background checked and drug tested, and will greet you with a smile.
They're trained to do the job right the first time, and they carry over 1,000 parts on their trucks, so they won't have to order something and then come back later.
They leave the work area cleaner than they found it, and your final bill will be the same as they quoted. That's why they call us the No Surprise Guys.
So if you need a plumber, it does make a difference who you call. Call Bell Brothers. Our number is 916-444-1234 or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com. That's 916-444-1234 or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
It's Kia's season of giving back at Folsom Lake Kia. Get low year-end prices and payments, plus low finance rates and even zero down deals with approved credit. Shop Folsom Lake Kia right here in Sacramento for over 20 years.
KHTKAM HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports.
Live and local, it's Stiles and Watkins. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
And the loose ball deflected to Paul with 3 on the shot clock. Over to Curry, catch and shoot 3. Got it from the right sideline. 10.6 to go. Warriors lead 130-126. How did he do that?
You ready to go night-night? No. Well, the Celtics were. Stiles and Watkins, Sacktown Sports, taking you up to 2 p.m. I'm sorry, Chris. It was a good run. You got to see Keegan Murray. Yeah. You got to see your Vikings win. And I honestly thought, as I'm watching that game last night, when the Celtics missed 8 shots in a row on that one possession, that's when I knew the Warriors are going to find a way to win this game.
Yes, absolutely.
Do you still think there are any ghosts of finals past with the Celtics and the Warriors? Because it felt like it.
Gotta be, right? Like, just in terms of, like, I mean, the Celtics, especially when you think about it in the sense of the Celtics are the best team in the NBA, arguably, this year, and the Warriors have struggled mightily and didn't have Draymond Green, and the fact that they couldn't close that game out, like, I mean, that's something. I mean, the fact that, this team that hasn't looked like this all year long, and granted, they're starting to look better and better, but, you know, for them to have their best win of the season against you, it's not great. It's just not great. Because even like you said, I mean, you know, the Celtics were looking at this back-to-back, and whoa, what a weird situation here. I just thought this. The Celtics probably were like,
I know what you're going
the
to
Kings
say.
are the game that we really need to be up for. Let's take care of business on the front end so that we can be ready for Wednesday's game. And the fact that they weren't able to close it, you know, I don't know if that's really, you know, Sam Darnold seeing ghost level ghost, but, you know, it's definitely we've seen it with the Kings. Like, you know, the Warriors are kind of an annoying little monkey that you got to get off your back. You know, for some reason they seem to have people's number until you get over that hump. And then, you know, it feels like right now, I mean, I personally, and I feel like the Kings team probably does too, partially because they played them so much recently, but feels like, you know, no longer do they have any sort of mental restriction on the Kings. And maybe they still kind of have that mental lock on the Celtics.
Yeah. And, you know, it puts the Warriors in an interesting spot as well, as we always talk about with the trade deadline, because if the Warriors go on a little run here, and what do they have? They have the Nuggets, I believe, obviously in Denver on Christmas.
Right.
So let's say the Warriors beat the
Nuggets.
Nuggets.
Should have been Kings Warriors too.
Yes.
Should have been.
It should have been. It really should have. But in
Let's
this
get
situation,
Pacers,
they've already
Bucks, Kings, Warriors.
But they've already played the Warriors so many
12
times already. And which is weird because I saw somebody say that the Kings and Warriors haven't played the Grizzlies. They haven't played teams in
Only
their
team in the West.
in their conferences because they played each other 18 times already.
Yeah. So thanks, NBA. Appreciate that.
Thanks, NBA. That makes a ton of sense. But not on Christmas. Not good enough for your Christmas Day games. And we have here on the text line from the 510. So got to be a Warriors fan. And if you want to be a part of the conversation, 916-339-1140. Kuminga, Moody, Pods, and Trace Jackson Davis emerging right in front of your eyes. Yeah. I mean, I think they'll be good players.
Emerging makes it sound like this is going to be a thing that like
emerging. Keegan Murray is emerging. Yes,
very much. I don't know if I'm going to say Jonathan Kuminga.
Not yet.
Moody, Pods, Trace Jackson Davis are emerging.
All of them.
They had a good game. They've had some good games. I'm not saying like this is an anomaly or anything like that, but you know, we've seen a lot of someone's got to put up numbers.
You know what I love though? I love when somebody has a good game. So Trace Jackson Davis swatted Jaylen Brown. And Jaylen Brown tried to put the hammer. And he had a really good end of the game. And I just love going through social media and just seeing the Kings fan or whoever enter any fan, but in this position, it was a Kings fan. Man, we should have took Trace Jackson Davis. Probably the first time they saw him play. Man, we should have took him. We should have. Everybody.
I will say they should have taken him.
But you can do that with anybody.
Hey, I've got receipts. I like John Moran. I've got receipts. But
okay, well, everyone's got receipts. And make sure, by the way, and we haven't talked gripes here. The last time I think was Yelp when you were out and it was Simone and myself.
Last month,
and we talked gripes. You know, it's another gripe of mine. I'm not going to name the store because I don't want to get anybody in trouble.
Okay.
And I didn't Yelp this place, even though I should have. It is crazy in 2023. Am I tripping? If you're not paying with cash, is it crazy that people are still asking for the receipt? I tried to return something, and they made it feel like the biggest deal that I didn't have the receipt, and I used a debit card. We're in 2023.
Yeah, you should have that in your system.
Honestly, I would just say, hey, can you just take my email to just email me the receipt? Because I don't need this piece of paper. I want to save the trees.
Yeah, I mean, I never hold on to receipts anymore. There's it's instant in the garbage. Like, at Safeway, they'll print it out, or wherever. Grocery store, they'll print it out.
You can get some rewards if you save. You should save.
That's what I hear. I mean, you got
receipts.
the coupons on the back, but
I'm get the coupons on the back.
Simone, we're talking about gripers, couponers. Come
it's actually a fact.
Come on, y'all.
You're out on. I'm
not like the massive couponers.
No, not
like
hardcore.
Hey, I'm gonna scan
no.
like my 40 items and then scan my 50 coupons.
But I have
and
bad
then
luck. I'm always behind that person.
Yeah. Oh,
and I'll sit and I'll look at the 2 aisles and I'm thinking, all right,
I should switch.
I'm looking at it like roulette. Okay, is it red or black? Which way do I want to go? And every time I pick the wrong person, and they got. I had one situation, and I felt bad for being upset about this. So I'm in line, and there's somebody in front of me, right? And I think the other person had already finished, okay, but they were buying the same things. It was, but let's just call it bananas, and the bananas were on sale, right? The first person was gone bagging her groceries, and the second person tried to get or was buying bananas, and the person in front of them said, hey, you should get those other bananas because they're on sale. And the other person was, not worried about the bananas. Oh, you're right. Has to try to get the bananas. The cashier has to call somebody over because they're in line to go get the bananas. I'm sitting in line watching people on both sides going bananas. Very good, very good. On both sides of me, walking out and finishing, going about their day. And I'm sitting, waiting, and I'm just like, just let them. If they want to pay the extra money, just let them pay.
Just let them pay for the.
But they were being a good Samaritan,
cents.
so I felt bad. But I'm thinking, why, Alan? Why do you always pick the worst lines?
Self-checkout, man.
Does everybody
We're
feel
all
like
part of the same miracle?
Does everybody feel like they pick the same lines?
I pick trash lines.
Yeah.
I am constantly getting behind someone who's having a problem, and then I'm like, oh, I should have went into that one. And then half the time I do go over there and it's a problem there too. And I was like, all right, I can never be just content.
Very similar to Kyle and his bragging about fantasy football yesterday.
I heard about that.
Is there anybody, we allowed him.
That was very generous.
Is there anybody that prides themselves on being a good line picker? Like, I'm
please
fire.
call me. Please call our hotline. I need to know.
Some people just have it.
I have a friend.
I don't have it.
He's a Disneyland connoisseur.
Dude,
He's
I always pick the fire lines.
Yeah.
I'm out of there. 5 minutes tops.
Really?
I will say this also makes me think. I will brag. I'm pretty fire at finding parking spots. Like I don't know if I just have good luck with it, but like very often I'm like, let me go while I'm at Costco or something. Let me check this lane real quick, and it'll always be somebody backing out or
wow.
Oh man, there's
you got
spot
it
right here. I don't know. It does feel like that a little bit, where I'm like, this is gonna run out at some point. And I'm gonna have to.
A lot of people are given different things in life.
That's true.
Some people are given the ability to jump, have 50-inch verticals. Some people can throw a ball 100 miles per hour. Some people can hit a ball 500 feet. And some people find fire parking spots.
Amen.
Some people always pick the right line.
Blessed and highly favored.
Right?
Man.
You never can sleep on this stuff. You can never sleep on whatever gifts you are given, and use them to the best of your ability, as is.
Use them for good, though.
Use them for good, as is Brock Purdy, who has been using his powers for good. And Brock Purdy, it starts out with other people at the end of last season talking hyperbole, right? Oh, Joe Montana, come on, this is ridiculous now. But when Jerry Rice, a lot of people consider him the GOAT wide receiver. Yeah. When Jerry Rice says something like this, that is when you think that, okay, there could be something behind this. Here's Jerry Rice on Brock Purdy.
Brock reminds me a lot of Montana, his coolness. He doesn't get rattled.
Mm-hmm.
You need your quarterback to be that way.
Right.
What he's doing, the leadership, his composure. Watching him when he first took over, the velocity behind his throws. Hey, man, tight spiral, catchable ball, like that. I love it, man. And his decision making He doesn't hold on to the ball that long.
I mean, I'm so happy to be a part of this team where I have these type of guys that I get to watch while I'm on the sideline. It's like I'm in the stands, being able to watch the show that they putting on for us.
So that was Jerry Rice, and that was Fred Warner towards the end as well, talking about Brock Purdy. And look, man, the way he gets the ball out, it's just, I think the craziest thing for me and Brock Purdy is that he just rarely misses throws.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the
what I
thing.
said,
He just doesn't miss throw. When he misses a throw, it's surprising.
Yeah.
He short
Well,
hops
he's
a
gotten
guy.
a lot better at it too, because let's not forget, like the first 5 or so games, especially I think that Giants game back all the time where like George Kittle literally had to save an interception and did. But no, but it hasn't happened really since those first couple weeks, and I think we didn't really give Brock enough credit either because he didn't throw this offseason or like had to work himself into throwing. So maybe he was able to take some mental reps, but it's not like he had a full off season to get his arm more dialed in or get, better connections with his receivers. But no, I think that, the cool factor is something I've heard. And, I just can't believe that we're at the point where it's not crazy. I think you said it earlier, like it's not actually that crazy to compare Brock in some elements to Joe Montana. And it definitely feels like his cool factor, his like command of the huddle. And I mean, just the way that his teammates talk about him, that's where he's like starting to reach some special, I'm not generational or anything, but like that's a really unique skill set that not every quarterback has. And I think if you were building a perfect quarterback, I think your perfect quarterback would have some of those traits. And those are the intangibles. Like those are things that you either have it or you don't. And Brock's got it and then some in those kind of categories, and the confidence and the moxie and just the command of the huddle, it feels like.
Yeah, definitely. All right, got to get to a break. Before we get to a break, 916-339-1140. Bill works at a grocery store, and he's going to give up. Bill, you got tips on us finding the right lines. What you got for us? Stiles and Watkins.
Yeah, you can't always go for the short line. You got to find the cashier that uses both hands and can talk and work at the same time.
Okay.
So, yeah, and nothing worse than the only thing worse than the coupon person is the person that wants to count out 79 cents in change.
Yes, that's true.
Hold on, I got a nickel. I know I got a nickel in here somewhere.
Yeah, take your change home, put it in the jar, save everybody some time.
There you go. Shout out, Bill. Thanks for calling.
Great
because
insight.
that's the thing. You don't have to do Coinstar. They take a percentage.
Yeah.
My mom, because I have a bunch of change, and my mom brought me over the rolls. So one of these
It's a lot of
days
time.
when I have that's the problem.
Got
They've
a
just been
lot of
sitting there
time.
gathering
Yeah.
dust. One of these days I'm gonna get them all wrapped up and take them down to the bank. There you go, Bill. Yeah. No,
I pay for the Coinstar convenience.
See,
I do.
See,
It's worth it.
What is it? 19 cents? $1?
I've never
They're taking
actually
you?
done it. I've always just mounted up and
Yeah.
put them away.
20%, Chris. 20%.
Yeah,
That's fine with me. That convenience fee is crazy.
No, add
Charge
that
it
up
to
off
the game.
Crazy worth it to me.
Add that up off the
That's
span
money
of your
I didn't
life.
have
That's
anyway.
guac. That's guac at Chipotle like that. Could have had. All right, got to get to a break. When we get back, we will talk about NFL MVPs and how we should look at Brock Purdy. How many have been one-hit wonders? Seems like a lot of them have become greats. Is Brock Purdy the next one? Stiles and Watkins, Sacktown Sports.
The push for the NFC's top seed continues on Christmas as the 49ers host the Baltimore Ravens.
Purdy throws for the end zone. It is caught by Deebo Samuel. Touchdown! San Francisco!
The 49ers look to extend their win streak to 7 in a row as they host Lamar Jackson and the Ravens on Christmas night. Game time at 5:15 on your home for 49ers football. Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
This holiday season, visit Boot Barn for top quality gifts that pay tribute to the lasting heritage of the West. From handcrafted cowboy boots and American-made felt hats to hand-stitched leather jackets, our in-store experts will help guide you as you shop, assisting with boot fitting and providing complimentary hat shaping. This holiday, share a piece of the American spirit. Boot Barn. Unwrap the West.
We are toasting the new year in style with country star Tyler Rich at Gold Country Casino Resort. Special guest, the James Slack Band, will warm the crowd up. We are counting down to midnight with Tyler Rich. Get your tickets now at goldcountrycasino.com for the biggest New Year's Eve party around.
Gold Country Casino Resort.
Must be 21 or older.
Time to check out Capital Casino, conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
Live and local.
This is Sacktown Sports.
Stiles and Watkins, Sacktown Sports, taking you up to 2 p.m. with Simone doing a great job behind the glass. As usual, we will be joined by our Sacktown Sports Kings insiders at 12:30 for the Kings Roundtable, sponsored by no one quite yet, but can be if you'd like it to be. Call in 916-339-1140, and Simone will take care of that for you and or Scott Marsh. Chris, I pulled up this list during the break just to get a feel of Brock Purdy and what we can expect of Brock Purdy in the future.
Okay.
And this is a list of NFL MVPs because as far as I'm concerned, he's going to win.
Whoa.
He's got minus 150 odds, right? He'd have to fall off a cliff. Right. And Dak Prescott did what you can't do. I mean, just an embarrassing performance. Jalen Hurts is cooked. Okay, so unless Lamar shows up without Keaton Mitchell, without Mark Andrews, and with whatever's left of dancing Odell Beckham Jr. and beats the Niners, the MVP is coming to Santa Clara.
Right. Yeah.
That's what's happening.
Especially, we're so late in the season, too.
It's just not enough time. It's not enough time, right?
Lamar would have to do like Michael Vick impression times 2 in order for him to like realistically, I think, like win it, because Brock is just, he's got so like it's been what 2.5 bad weeks of Brock Purdy football, and like how much can you really give Lamar for a late push?
Yeah, and they do play the Dolphins, if I'm not mistaken, after
the Ravens,
after the Niners. So there could be an opportunity here. So here are we'll just do the last 10 MVPs, okay? So you have Patrick Mahomes in 22, Aaron Rodgers in 21, Aaron Rodgers in 20. I still can't believe he went back-to-back.
I sure can't either.
Lamar Jackson, 2019. Patrick Mahomes, 2018. Tom Brady, 2017. Matt Ryan, 2016. Cam Newton, 2015. Aaron Rodgers, 2014. Peyton Manning, 2013. Adrian Peterson, 2012. Aaron Rodgers, 2011. Okay. Aaron Rodgers has 4 MVPs.
Yeah, don't get me started.
Tom Brady, 2010. Peyton Manning went back-to-back in 08 and 09. Tom Brady in 07. LaDainian Tomlinson in 06. Sean Alexander in 05. You have Peyton Manning in 04 and Steve McNair in 03.
20 years.
So how many one-hit wonders? A lot of these guys that are quarterbacks got it more than once, right?
Yeah.
Got it twice.
Right.
Is there anybody on that list that you would consider a one-hit wonder?
No. No. If you want to say Cam Newton, possibly. It was never the same after that, but you could argue the years leading into it. It's not like Cam came out of nowhere. I mean, he was the first pick in that draft, and then even in his first 2 games, I remember he threw for 400 yards and set rookie records for passing. So that's not a 1-year wonder. It was a 1 year at that level wonder, if you will. Maybe Steve McNair doesn't quite fit into the legendary status of maybe most of those guys. But even then, again, Steve McNair was during that time one of the best quarterbacks especially throwing the football in the NFL.
Yeah.
So that name probably sticks out more than any other one. But no, not really. I wouldn't say any of those are.
What about Matt Ryan?
I was going to say Matt Ryan.
I forgot about Matt Ryan, honestly, to be honest. He kind of,
I'm not calling. And
again, that kind of fits into the Cam thing too, where Matt Ryan's the number 2 pick in that draft or whatever. He had good years, but never at an MVP level. So I guess if we're saying, 1-year wonders at that level, I would say Cam and Matt Ryan probably.
At the very least, we can assume that Brock Purdy is not going to fall off a cliff.
No, not if he stays in this system.
Exactly. He might not become the best quarterback or get multiple MVPs,
Right.
but there's nobody on this list that, wow, how the heck did they pull that off? That guy was actually terrible after that. Doesn't really happen. And like you said, Cam had so many miles on him that it was going to catch up to him eventually. We just weren't sure. We just weren't sure when. So, I look at this and I think, man, Brock Purdy, you get on this list, and I'm even going past in 03, Peyton Manning, 02, Rich Gannon, the Raiders, 01.
Rich Gannon sticks out as well.
Rich Gannon, right? That's a good one. Kurt Warner.
That's the Brock story. Right?
That is the Brock story. And he's riding for Brock, by the way.
He sure is.
He is positioning himself. Hey, I'm passing the torch.
Hey, that's a former. I guess he had a lot of former teams. That's a former Cardinal and a former Ram too.
That's right.
That's little Richard Sherman.
You have in 2000 Marshall Faulk. You have in 1999 Kurt Warner again. In 98 Terrell Davis. So the further down you get in 1997, Barry Sanders. And then Brett Favre did a three-peat. Brett Favre in 95, Brett Favre in 96, and Brett Favre in 97.
Hate to see it. Hate to see it, man. That's football. 7 Packer MVPs.
Yeah.
In the last 25 years.
Yep. And then before that, Steve Young. So you become a part of this list.
Yeah, for sure.
The chances of you just going away or any idea that, man, Brock just doesn't have it anymore and somebody finding, getting Brock, because as this continues to happen and let's say the Niners do win the Super Bowl, Brock is going to have to get paid, right? Brock is going to be the quarterback. You win a Super Bowl and you're Super Bowl MVP. Even Nick Foles, after what he did with the Eagles, the Jaguars said, we'll cash out. You got to be good, right? So you talk about a leash, you're going to get a contract. If they pull this off and Brock Purdy wins the Super Bowl, wins MVP, what is your leash, right? And first of all, you'd have to play poorly moving forward. But even if you play poorly, you got 7 years.
I think the question is, does his career end up more like Kurt Warner or more like Matt Ryan, where it's like Matt Ryan, again, he only had 1 year where he was at that level. And coincidentally, it was with Kyle Shanahan as well.
Here we go.
Can Brock turn this season into something that is more of a multi-year thing, like a Kurt Warner, where he's got 2 MVPs there.
Is he in the conversation every year?
Is he in the conversation every year? Because that's also a question is, okay, let's say Brock wins it this year or doesn't, whatever. What would it take for Brock to win it again is the question, because it's already been a challenge to get him into even the conversation. And it feels like this is a very specific year in which the seas have kind of parted to allow Brock to almost win MVP by default is what it feels like, not necessarily if he's earned it or not, but that's just the kind of vibe of how this MVP race has gone. What would it take for Brock to do it again? Does the conversation change around Brock after he wins the MVP? Is it almost easier because it's like, hey, no, we know that this guy is already at an MVP level. He's got the trophy already. It's really, we can't discount him now when we didn't discount him that much before. It wasn't the end all be all before, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. And I think to answer your question, the NFL always wins, because this is what's going to happen. Let's say the Niners win it. We know for a fact, whether the Niners win it or not, the Chiefs are going to get somebody, right? So the Chiefs go out, they get themselves a wide receiver from someone
Devontae
somewhere.
Adams.
The Raiders would never, ever. That is the one team you cannot, we'll let you go anywhere, but you will not go there. But they go out and get somebody. Patrick Mahomes has a much better season. And I would say even the Bills, right? Even the Bills go out and get another guy, because Gabe Davis is not just messing up my fantasy team, also messing up the Bills in general. So
me too.
I thought it was a good pick. So you say, so what these guys go out and they get more receivers, more weapons. And then everybody, if you're in Ninerville, says, hold on. I thought Brock had a problem because he had too much help.
Right.
But y'all got to go out and get help, and it's cool. So this thing will continue as long as Brock plays at this level.
Right.
This thing will continue, and this is
until he loses weapons. Really,
well, until he loses weapons, and now people have said. I think I was talking to Emil last week, and all of a sudden they're going to be able to keep Ayuk. I don't know. We've been trying. I'm going not now, but in the offseason, we will get a capologist on this show and get the whole thing figured out. Because at first it was debates about who you got to keep. Now it's actually
now the Niners have more money than time,
and they can pay Chase Young. It's just what's going on here? So we'll have all those conversations, but I think Brock Purdy will continue. Maybe not playing at this historic pace because the DVOA. I mean, this is stuff that we haven't seen since Kurt Warner and the greatest show on turf. So I don't know if we'll continue to see that. But Brock Purdy with this system and with these weapons, going to continue to be in this conversation. All right, got to get to a break. When we get back, there is a writer at The Athletic that Kings fans are not very happy with, and Chris will give that breakdown when we get back. Stiles and Watkins, Sacktown Sports.
Push for the NFC's top seed continues on Christmas as the 49ers host the Baltimore Ravens.
Purdy throws for the end zone. It is caught by Deebo Samuel. Touchdown! San Francisco!
The 49ers look to extend their win streak to 7 in a row as they host Lamar Jackson and the Ravens on Christmas night. Game time at 5:15 on your home for 49ers football. Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BC. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
At Ashton Price, over the last 25 years, we've won just about every injury case you can think of. Slip and fall, falling merchandise, fell through rotted decking, we won those. Dangerous stairs, falls into holes, dog bites, won them. Injured while pedestrian or on a bicycle, auto, motorcycle, big rig, company vehicle, Uber, or Lyft accident, we've won them all. And the best news is there's no fee until you win. So no matter how you got injured,
remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
At Jim Boy's Tacos, you get a ho lot of flavor for under $10. Our classic #2 combo meal spreads cheer with a parm-dusted ground beef taco, scratch-made bean and cheese burrito, and a soft drink. So jingle on down to Jim Boy's or order online at participating locations. Woo-hoo-hoo!
Who has the largest selection of golf merchandise in Northern California? The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. It's the go-to store for golf bags, apparel, equipment, lessons, club fittings, novelty items, and more. With their low price guarantee, complimentary gift boxes, and gift cards for your golfer, it's the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Add convenient online shopping and effortless after-Christmas return policy, and you'll see why the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is the #1 choice for golfers everywhere. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway or online at hagenoaks.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for my good friends at Fire Wings with some bullet points for you to remember so you can be a professional fire wing eater. Like Wings Day Wednesday, 88-cent wings each and every Wednesday. 3 flavor lineup includes 7 classic wing flavors, 7 dry rub wing flavors, 7 fusion wing flavors. It's the perfect fast casual eating establishment for the entire family. Go to firewings.com or download the app, find a location near you, order online, earn rewards. Fire Wings, just wing it.
Who has the largest selection of golf merchandise in Northern California? The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. It's the go-to store for golf bags, apparel, equipment, lessons, club fittings, novelty items, and more. With their low price guarantee, complimentary gift boxes, and gift cards for your golfer, it's the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Add convenient online shopping and effortless after-Christmas return policy, and you'll see why the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is the #1 choice for golfers everywhere. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway or online at hagenoaks.com.
Hey, it's Juice and Mo. Make this Christmas unforgettable by shopping at our friends Sharif Jewelers.
Do you even remember what you thought last Christmas?
No.
Well, you got to make this one memorable.
Okay.
Make sure to go into Sharif Jewelers. You can get diamond studs, tennis bracelets. There's so many classic, timeless pieces that can be worn every single day, available in both lab-grown and natural mined.
In so many different price points. So don't go anywhere else this holiday season. Support a local, family-owned business rooted in Sacramento for 30 years. Sharif Jewelers.
This holiday season, visit Boot Barn for top quality gifts that pay tribute to the lasting heritage of the West. From handcrafted cowboy boots and American-made felt hats to hand-stitched leather jackets, our in-store experts will help guide you as you shop, assisting with boot fitting and providing complimentary hat shaping. This holiday, share a piece of the American spirit. Boot Barn. Unwrap the West.
increase leads, and get more customers. We create tailored digital marketing strategies that deliver results. On your next campaign, aim higher. Go to aimyourdigital.com and get started today. aimyourdigital.com.
Time to check out Capital Casino, conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
Sacktown Sports.
Check us out on YouTube. Search Sacktown Sports and subscribe.
Stiles and Watkins, Sacktown Sports, the bad boys of the midday. I don't know why it sounded like mystical right there. The bad boys of the midday.
That's why I'm the bad boy of media. Dang right.
Taking you up to 2 p.m. Simone behind the glass. We will be joined by the Sacktown Sports Kings insiders, Frankie Cardicelli and Brendan Nunez, at 12:30 to get you ready, get you set for Kings Celtics as we continue to talk Kings, continue to talk Celtics, who had a game against the Warriors last night, went to overtime. Are you willing to say thank you to the Warriors?
I think so.
Are you willing to say thank you to Steph Curry?
I think so. We can be
Say it.
respectful. Thank you, Warriors.
Say thank you, Steph Curry.
No.
How about this? If the Kings come out and just blow the doors off the Celtics just don't have the legs, will you come on this show tomorrow and say thank you, Steph Curry?
If the Kings are up by 10 to 15 points plus at the end of the first, and they retain that lead for the duration of the game.
Okay, we got to write this down, Simone.
Then
up by 10,
recorded.
Up by 10-15 to end the first.
Yes. Like it's got to be like a clear, they were so tired from yesterday and just called it.
If they win by 25 plus, will you do the night-night?
Oh, my
Great.
gosh.
It's iconic.
Why not?
Wow.
I mean, if they
there you
beat
go.
the Celtics by 25 points, why not? Why not?
There you go. That's all. That's all I needed to hear. And apparently,
now everybody's got a rooting interest for.
Oh, I
tonight, so
definitely
love it.
do.
And it's got to be 25 plus.
It's got to be 25.
Okay.
Or
If it's
25
24,
or more.
yes.
25.
So I'm gonna be rooting for that 20 when it's 26 and there's like 3 seconds left, and the Celtics, take a last court heave or a half court heave. I'm gonna be.
You're gonna be doing the night-night.
Praying for that thing to go
I'll bring
in.
a pillow in for you as well.
Sure.
And we hope the Kings take care of business. And a lot of people don't think that Zach Harper is taking care of business. A lot of Kings fans are upset with Zach Harper from his breakdown. And obviously this is, if you're not a part of NBA Twitter or Kings Twitter, I have
First
learned.
off, congratulations.
Yeah, I've heard throughout the years, it is a separate entity, right?
Sure
And
is.
doesn't necessarily represent the fan base because you're going to read off what Zach Harper said, and then we're going to try to explain why Kings fans are so mad and whether or not they should be upset.
Yes.
So here we go.
So this comes as a part of the weekly athletic. Sham Charania and Zach Harper do a power ranking of all 30 NBA teams. The Kings actually moved up, which nobody wants to talk about. That's not what the headline is. The Kings last week were at 15, right in the middle of the NBA. We talked about that last week. They move up to 11, and which sounds great. Again, what are people upset about? Well, this is what Zach Harper had in his write-up on the Sacramento Kings holiday wish list, OG Anunoby, which I believe he did a holiday wish list for every team.
Sure.
So that's not anything special. This is what he writes. I'd love to see what the Kings would do or could do with an elite wing defender who can defend 1 through 4 on any given possession. The Kings don't really have any personnel like that. Harrison Barnes can defend, and Davion Mitchell can be a pest as the backup guard. But this entire attack and makeup is still all offense all the time. And they don't have the historic offense that they flashed a year ago. Let's get them some versatile defender who can change that complexion. That is the write-up. Then goes on to say the record, offensive rating, defensive rating, all that stuff. And that's it. A decent write-up again moves the Kings from 15 to 11. Says OG Anunoby, a name that's been thrown around tons around King circles. So what's the problem?
You tell me.
What's the discourse?
You tell me.
Kings fans, I love y'all. Y'all are fantastic. You guys love your team. They unapologetically always. But coming down this man's road just all day long yesterday, this man's mentions were full of Kings fans upset at this dude because he wrote the Harrison Barnes can defend. And I saw a little bit of discourse of the Davion Mitchell can be a pest as the backup guard because Davion hasn't played as that backup spot in a while, which is not great. Should we, at this man relentlessly for 24 hours straight because of that? I wouldn't say so, but really where Kings fans got upset is the Kings don't really have any personnel like that when referring to an elite wing defender who can defend 1 through 4 on any given possession. Of course, we've talked about it tons. Everybody's been well aware the rise of Keegan Murray on the defensive end, the fact that he has done pretty much exactly what Zach Harper is outlining there. The fact that, Keegan's guarded Steph Curry's of the world. He's guarded the Paul Georges of the world. He's had to guard the 1 through 4. Kings fans were really upset that they feel like Zach isn't paying enough attention to the Kings to have an educated opinion like someone at The Athletic should, which I think is a whole separate conversation. But honestly, I just didn't really have, is it great that he put next Harrison Barnes can defend and Davion? No, it's not great, but I don't know. I wasn't super upset by it. I think, it's people aren't thinking about this in the time, but when you are tasked with covering the entire NBA in total, you're not going to be able to watch every single game of every single team. And so, I think I personally would focus more on Zach, he's not wrong. Again, how many conversations have we had about the Kings wish list and how the Kings still do need that other wing defender to kind of take them to another level? I personally wouldn't get lost in the details of exactly what he said. I think his point is still one that is correct.
Well, who should be blamed more, right? That's the question. Who should be blamed more? Zach Harper for not doing his homework the way he should?
Sure.
Or just the nature of the beast of the job of being tasked to know the details?
Sure.
I think it's a gripe, though. I do think it's a gripe because I'm not. My parents always tell me don't put your hands in anybody's pockets. I don't know if Zach Harper has another job or whatever it is, but assuming he doesn't,
I would assume not.
Assuming he doesn't, I do think it's kind of bad. The Harrison Barnes thing is fine, but no mention of Keon Ellis, no mention of the rise of Keegan Murray. I think it's kind of bad.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of bad. And to be fair, I'd even go as far as to say, we talked about school a couple days ago. If your teacher tells you that you need to focus on X, Y, and Z in the final, right, more than other stuff, that's what you're going to focus more on, right? This is a top 11 team, according to him, in the league.
Yeah.
Even if you said, okay, the bottom 10, have a take like that on the bottom 10. I'm not going to sit there and watch this.
Right. The Wizards or whatever. Atlanta Hawks of the world. Sure.
But this is a team who was the 3 seed last season, hasn't missed a beat, right? They're top 5 in the West right now. They were in the conversation for the in-season tournament. They have an MVP candidate in De'Aaron Fox. This is a team that you should be excited about knowing and about. We're not asking you, like I said, the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Detroit Pistons. He might have more details on the Detroit Pistons because of how bad it's been. Right. It's more of a, we've had this conversation about Sacramento not being a quote-unquote big market, but also not being a small enough market. So to me, I'm actually not asking you to talk in depth about every single team, but I would imagine that Kings should have been on your list to keep an eye on. If you're just do half your homework, brother.
Right, of course.
You got 15, 15 teams.
Yeah.
Say, I'm going to do a deep dive as my job. This pays my bills. This puts food in my mouth, right? This puts money in my pocket. 15.
Yeah.
15 and you're safe. Okay. And if you want Pistons fans or Spurs fans complaining that you can deal with that, but you're talking about not even mentioning Keon or Keegan, and they're the 11th best team to you.
Yeah,
it's kind of bad. And honestly, we talked.
I think it's bad.
We talked about this in the pre-show, and I guess I wanted to hear it more when we got on air, and now that I'm hearing it, assuming that this is your bread and butter, it's pretty bad.
It's not great. I'm not saying it's not bad. I'm.
You don't need to at him and tell him to quit his job.
Yeah, that's more where to me that was the angle that I was more like, guys, like I don't know. I know again, whatever. I've learned through countless interactions I'm not even going to attempt to tell people how to fan. I'm just saying, if I could send a message like again, we a little bit like we talked about with the Cam Newton thing, like instead of getting super and I understand it's The Athletic and this is supposed to be the prime source.
You got to pay. You got to pay to read that. No, you know me.
You're not wrong.
You know me. Can we do a Yelp on The Athletic? I got to pay for this. For you to not know about Keon Ellis?
Yeah, you can get that kind of analysis at ESPN for free.
That's actually
you're not wrong.
Now I'm getting riled up. Now you got to pay for that.
I can see, and you know what? That's like an indefensible thing. Like you're not wrong. Like if people are paid, especially like a certain level of sports fan is paying their hard-earned money for a deeper level of analysis to get to siphon through all of the CBSs and ESPNs and the clutch points and all that. I go to The Athletic because I want the most informed source.
That's
if anything, maybe you could argue
we're riling each other
this
up
is
now.
an athletic issue as well, where maybe like
that's what
why
I'm
not
saying.
Have Sam, you pay all of these people all across the country to cover these teams independently. Why don't you just have Sam Amick write a little and I'm sorry, Sam, to throw work on your plate, but like why if you really want to have
or say top 15. Just do the top 15.
Fine too. I think that there's a better way of doing this. But my only beef was like, I don't know if we need to just like persecute this man. But at the same time, I was not considering, like you said, people are paying their hard-earned money for this
short for
analysis,
fanatic,
and that's not great.
Short for fanatic. This reminds me of my
and again, his point is correct. At the end of the day, like his point is correct. I'm not.
But he said too much.
He did say too much. He told on himself.
He told on himself. He told on himself.
Yeah.
This reminds me of my old job, right? They had a free and premium subscription, right?
Okay.
You know, the freemium.
Yeah. Right. One gets
that's
ads,
the model.
one's
That's the
you're just-
model.
Yep.
If one of these streams went down on a free stream, you'd want to fix it. Right. Sure. But if one of the streams went down on a premium stream, that was, hey guys, this is a red alert because these people are paying for a premium service, right? So that is how I feel about The Athletic. If this is somebody on ESPN or somebody,
or again, like Bleacher
local,
Report,
or whoever,
even,
and it's
like,
free. That's one thing. All right, but you're supposed to be a level above.
You're not.
That's
wrong.
what I'm paying for.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't, even though the premise is right. All right.
I know you. I think I've become more angry.
Me too.
More upset.
No, we're getting each other. We're getting
for
each other angry. All right, we got to get to a break. When we get back, I'm going to stay angry before we go hardcore Kings Celtics at 12. We got 15 minutes. I got to let a Major League Baseball player's little brother hear it because he sounds extremely tone deaf in what he had to say about Shohei Ohtani joining the Dodgers. Stiles and Watkins, Sacktown Sports.
That's Mike saying good morning. It's the best he can do right now. Yeah, not a cloud in the sky. What Mike could use is a fresh start. And Irish Spring Body Wash. The fresh scent of Irish Spring and those sensational Irish Spring suds are just the reset Mike needs. Now he's ready
to go to work.
It's Sunday. Irish Spring. When the spring hits you, you're ready. Pick up Irish Spring at Walmart today.
Dell's holiday event is one of their biggest sales of the year. Shop limited time deals on laptops like the stylish, innovative XPS 13, engineered to do it all on the Intel Evo platform. Plus, save big on ultra-sharp monitors and top brand accessories. It's the perfect time to upgrade any home, business, or gaming setup powered by Intel Core processors. Shop now at Dell.com/deals to take advantage of huge savings and free shipping on everything. Again, that's Dell.com/deals.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair, Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
Winter is coming. I know you know that, but are you prepared to keep your family warm all season long? At American Energy Heating and Air, their goal is to exceed your expectations of the heating and air industry by valuing the customer experience and making your home comfort system as efficient as possible for the most value. So book your $49 furnace tune-up and safety inspection today. Prevent dangerous gas leaks. Extend the life of that furnace and save on your energy bills. And here's the guarantee. This isn't a ssales call. They're not getting in the door so they can try to sell you a bunch of stuff. No, they're just going to do what they say they're going to do. Call today to schedule an appointment at 916-520-9990 or go to AmericanEnergyAir.com. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Get your $49 furnace tune-up and safety inspection today. 916-520-9990. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable.
As we come together to celebrate the end of this long, long year, Stockton Honda has savings to bring us all cheer. Happy Honda Day savings and selection galore. Stockton Honda's online express purchase and great people give you more.
Save on 400 new Hondas at Stockton Honda during Happy Honda Days. Shop in person or online with our express purchase option.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
There are many things to love about winter. Cozy sweaters, celebrations, and family time. But winter can also bring many stressors, extra expenses, seasonal bugs, and so much family time. If you and your loved ones are feeling stressed or anxious this winter, Cal Hope can help. Check out our free mental health resources at calhope.org today.
Guys, want to lose weight, improve your performance, and increase your drive? Book your free T-check and free exam at Revive Men's Health Sacramento. Now also offering affordable, cutting-edge weight loss medications. Call 916-277-8599 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Sacramento has a new tag team in the midday. It's Stiles and Watkins on Sacktown Sports.
Stiles and Watkins, Sacktown Sports, taking you up to 2 p.m. as we get you ready for Kings Celtics. Talking about Zach Harper, writer for The Athletic. And look, we have friends at The Athletic. We're not coming down anybody's road. But when you do, very similar to eating or anything like that, when you pay for a service, a premium service, right? You pay a little bit more for something. You would expect something more in depth, or what am I paying for? And I think people feel like, hey, I paid to be more informed than you. That doesn't make very much sense. On the text line 916-339-1140 if you want to be part of the conversation. Alan, if only you could read a Yelp review on the analysis before you paid. That's good.
That would be pretty good. Yeah. Just show the comments.
That's pretty funny, 510. That's pretty funny. But we're gonna leave them alone. We'll probably talk to some people tonight and say, hey, we weren't coming down anybody's road.
Yeah.
But we have to speak for the people. Okay, and Keon Ellis deserves to be mentioned. And Keegan Murray deserved to be mentioned. And somebody else deserved to be mentioned when Ben Verlander, Justin Verlander's little brother, who has a podcast, I think the Flippin' Bats podcast does a lot for Fox Sports Major League Baseball, had this to say as it pertains to Shohei Ohtani joining the Dodgers.
Well, this means everything. It's the most important signing in Dodgers history. I have no problem saying that. It's the most important. It's the biggest. I think it will be the most impactful, and it's already impactful. Not on the field, but odds-wise, the Dodgers are now the odds-on favorite to win the World Series. They signed Shohei. Well, guess what? That comes along with the territory. You're now the favorites to win. What also does this mean? Well, it also means you have the ability at this point, and this is something that's been so important to me, and I said it a little bit earlier, but I will continue to say it. This money, $700 million. Yes, you get Shohei on your team for guaranteed the next 10 years, right? But this goes on forever. And I said this last week, I said it before, and I'll continue to say this. Whatever team Shohei Ohtani signs with will be remembered as his team forever.
So this went pretty viral for not the right reasons early evening last night. And I saw it. By the time I saw it, it was a little later in the evening. We were watching the games. There's a lot of basketball going on. Just a lot went on yesterday. And, I think I even mentioned to you off air that I actually played against Ben Verlander when I was in school at college. He went to Old Dominion just like his brother did. Very nice field. He was a good player. I believe he played professionally for a couple years. And, I wish Ben Verlander the best. We're basically the same age. And I wish him the best in what he's trying to do in his career. But that is so bad.
It's wild.
And so tone deaf that I would say shame on him, even if it was just a mistake to not even, if you want to make an argument about Shohei being more important than Jackie Robinson, I could even listen to the argument. Sure. We could agree to disagree. Sure. But to not even mention Jackie Robinson when talking about the Dodgers and the most important, when he said most impactful, I actually got goosebumps for the wrong reasons. I got goosebumps for the wrong reasons. So for him to say that, I would say, not just because, look, you do on-air stuff and sometimes you forget, right? This stuff is not, I'm pretty sure it's not live.
That's very pre-produced.
So I don't know if I'm more upset at Ben Verlander or Fox Sports MLB or MLB on Fox Sports for seeing this, thinking it was cool and posting it, right? And if it was, hey, we want to go clickbaity and start a conversation, then shame on you. Mm-hmm. And if it was truly a mistake and people just thought, hey, we were just thinking the last 2 decades or whatever, then also shame on you. Right. It's so bad.
Yeah, no, that's
it's
terrible.
So bad. With his chest out, too. I have no problem saying that. Mm-hmm. That's what he said. I have no problem saying that. Almost, when he said that, it did actually make me think, did he think about
know?
Yeah, does he know about Jackie Robinson? The way he said that. Insane.
No, it's crazy. And I think the biggest issue I have is just like you said, it's the level of filters that this is supposed to go to even get to the point where we're seeing it, whether it had been like, this he did not just step up to the video board and start ranting. I would assume this is a pre-produced thing. I would assume that not only Ben Verlander worked on it, but some other producer he at least had a conversation with someone saying, hey, I think Ohtani's the most important Dodger of all time. We're going to do that in the 5th segment. Like maybe that producer should have said, hey, I don't know. Maybe what about Jack? Like,
right.
And then again, like you said, the social media, the amount of people who could have stopped this from becoming a thing. It makes you wonder. And I think the bigger point has been made. Like, is this a bigger baseball issue and the people in baseball just not even the fact that maybe they're ignored, but just not even having somebody in there who instantly in the first 10 seconds is like, well, what about Jackie Robinson?
Right.
Like you're telling me there's nobody in the entire room on set, a cameraman, anybody who is like, yo, is this kind of crazy? Like I would think that if we had a topic that maybe we're missing something out on, Simone would say, hey, like, did you guys think about whatever, or like, even if you're not trying to directly address it,
live. It's not even live.
No, not at all. It doesn't make any sense. And to me, I think it definitely points to the tone deaf nature of just baseball, but it's not, and it's not just with race, it's also with culture and with age as well. I think it's just a symbolic sign that baseball, even still today, they just don't, like, you can change all the rules you want, but at the end of the day, this is why you're not connecting with the youth. And I think with just people of color in general.
Yeah. It's bad. It's bad. And
it's definitely not great.
And I get this whole, wave that we're in, this hot take society, and you got to say this and you got to say that.
It's this win always has to be the biggest win of all time culture of like this
without
signing
doing your
has
homework.
To be the biggest signing of all time.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, no, it's just not.
I had to get that off my chest. That was crazy to me. And the more I think about it, the same way we just did with the Zach Harper stuff, I don't know if I'm really torn on if I'm more upset with Ben Verlander as somebody who is on air live stuff. I'm sure he does live stuff too, but sometimes you can just I didn't even think of that. I was just thinking the here and now. But he does have to have a ton of responsibility and culpability for that. But also, you are Fox Sports. You are posting this thing. Yeah. So you had to record it.
Yep.
You had to produce it.
Mm-hmm.
You had to then post it. That's at least 3 levels, right? That's at least 3 levels where not one person, not knowing what they look like, but not one person thought, hey, guys, I don't know. Maybe we should bring up Jackie Robinson.
Just as a counter.
Yeah, just as a counter.
Yeah,
just
not even saying you have to say Jackie.
Right. Because
like
get this.
There's a conversation. Maybe.
Because get this. Without Jackie, there's no Shohei.
Right.
That's the craziest part.
Right. Yep.
So how could Shohei be more impactful than Jackie? Shohei wouldn't be there without Jackie. Yeah. They wear 42. They all wear it. It's retired number.
Yeah.
Is Shohei's number going to be retired?
Shohei Day? I doubt it.
I really do doubt it. Ridiculous. Be better. Yeah. All right. Got to get to a break. When we get back, previewing Celtics and Kings. Stiles and Watkins, Sacktown Sports.
Last season, the Sacramento Kings gave us a little bit of everything. A Pacific Division type GM of the Year, Coach of the Year, Clutch Player of the Year, All-Stars and All-NBA performers. Plus, we got to light the beam.
Here's a steal by Fox. The breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
What does this season have in store? Find out. Each and every Sacramento Kings game can be heard right here on your proud home of the Beam team, Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-775-5622. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-775-5622. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-775-5622. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for by Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Carmichael Dave here for Jiffy Lube, your proud sponsor of the Drive of the Game. Now listen to every Kings game for Gary Gerald's Drive of the Game call. Then listen to Jason and myself the next morning for a chance to win a $100 Jiffy Lube certificate, courtesy of all the Jiffy Lube locations in the greater Sacramento area. Get your vehicle ready for the holiday driving season at Jiffy Lube today. Oil changes, wiper blades, tire rotations, and more. For more information, go to jiffylube.com.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sacktown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
I always approach the holidays with a sense of excitement and a time to be with family. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa for Naturewood Home Furnishings. For me, the best times were when there were 3 generations all celebrating together. Today, we're the grandparents, and the holiday spotlight shines on my grandson. And I hope he'll remember holidays the way his papa does. Right now, Naturewood Home Furnishings will help you create your own kind of holiday memories during their holiday home sale. Unique gifts found only at Naturewood, like hall trees, curios, chairside tables, and more, are available at savings of 20% off. During Naturewood's holiday home sale, you'll find savings all around the store for every room in your home. Find your perfect bit of Christmas for your home at Naturewood Home Furnishings Holiday Home Sale going on right now. The memories you make with your family will live with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Time to check out Capital Casino, conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
take it on the local level.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sacktown Sports. Live and local, it's Stiles and Watkins. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Stiles and Watkins, Sacktown Sports, taking you up to 2 p.m. Shout out to the YouTube chat, the Sack chat, holding it down for us as always. Shout out to the callers that we have. And shout out to the texters as well, 916-339-1140, if you want to be a part of the conversation. By the way, do not forget to go out there and vote for your Kings as All-Stars. Chris, how many All-Stars do you think the Kings will get this year?
I think probably one. It'll probably just be De'Aaron, if I had to guess. Sabonis has a tougher road than he had last year. Anthony Davis healthy. Of course, Jokic is going to win him. Gonna probably get the most votes. It's going to be tough because I think they only do front court and back court now. They don't you don't have to include centers into your vote. So it's probably going to be tough for Sabonis to get in there just because he doesn't have as good of PR as he had last year, to be honest with you. I mean, I think that really is going to play a huge factor.
Yeah. So go out there and vote to prove Chris wrong. Continue to vote if you want to see more than one Sacramento King in the All-Star game.
Let's try and make De'Aaron a starter. How about that?
That's right.
Because
make
here's the
De'Aaron
problem:
a starter.
That number 30 guy over in San Francisco,
and they vote.
That's the problem. Yeah, he's gonna stack the ballot, and we know that. Come on, I mean, it's been fun, but it's eras are changing here. Okay, let's get a team that's actually in the playoffs. An all-star starter.
That's right.
That? Come on,
that's right. And I think it is hilarious, Simone. This is a little bit of, I guess, taking it to TMZ, if you will. I think it is hilarious that multiple fan bases are claiming that their stars are Taylor Swift fans because they know that the Swifties will go out there and vote. So there are people doing it for De'Aaron. There are people doing it for Steph Curry, trying to convince Taylor Swift fans to vote for these guys and saying, hey, it was just reported that De'Aaron Fox loves Taylor Swift.
I'm telling you. What? I wouldn't put it past Steph, though. I know he loves Paramore. I bet he does love Taylor.
But I love Paramore. Paramore is different than Taylor Swift.
That's true. That's very true.
I think Kings fans are barking up the wrong tree there. I think they need to take a page from Andrew Wiggins in the Warriors book.
I know where you're going.
If you really trying to get votes, K-pop is where
it's time to go K-pop.
You got to go K-pop. If you
Blackpink.
If you want to get this man starting in the All-Star game, Taylor Swift is fine. She obviously has a massive audience, but got to go the K-pop route if y'all want to get him as a starter.
Yes, definitely got to go the K-pop route. If you just go all routes, all routes lead to De'Aaron Fox starting. And speaking
maybe even
of
cricket, why not?
Why not? And speaking of winners, you can be a winner right now. Vieira Farms and Jiffy Lube have teamed up with Sacktown Sports for the holiday season to get you hooked up with a $100 gift certificate towards your perfect Christmas tree and a $100 gift certificate to winterize your vehicle at participating Jiffy Lube locations. Hit up the Folsom Lake Honda hotline right now and be lucky caller number 5 to win those $100 gift certificates. Terms and conditions apply. And for more information, visit sacktownsports.com. Got to go with De'Aaron Fox's number on his birthday.
Ooh, that's a great idea.
916-339-1140. If you want the gift certificate, 916-339-1140. $100 gift certificate towards your perfect Christmas tree and a $100 gift certificate to winterize your vehicle at participating Jiffy Lube location. So call in right now and Simone will take care of you. 916.
Last minute tree, but still a tree.
Last minute tree is a good tree.
Yeah.
And that could be $100 towards a flocked Christmas tree, I would assume.
Right.
Because you're going to need it. You're going to need it. Ask my dad. You're going to need it if that's what you do. And 916-339-1140. Caller number De'Aaron Fox. Caller number 5. Not Mambo number 5. Caller number 5. As we preview Celtics and Kings Celtics, number 2 in net rating. They are one behind the Timberwolves as far as losses. They are tied for the most wins, and they were tied with Minnesota last night before they lost to the Warriors. So they're rolling right now.
Yeah.
Like I said, they are number 2 in net rating. They are number 3 in defensive rating. They are number 6 in offensive rating. Getting to see them last night, Chris Watkins, and we're waiting to see if Porzingis will play tonight. I think there's no point in bringing up De'Aaron Fox playing or not playing, or sorry, not De'Aaron Fox, Jason Tatum playing or not playing.
We just don't know
until he played in the game. So I think there's a good chance that he is going to play.
Assume.
Well, just like you said with De'Aaron Fox, the 65 games.
Yeah, right.
You know, for the
Tatum's
all
in that
NBA,
MVP,
so
right.
and MVP. So I would imagine that he plays, and we get to see the Celtics tired but fully loaded, and it will be a great matchup. What stuck out to you the most watching the Celtics last night?
Yeah, I mean, it's the fact that the Kings, they're going to have to figure out the forward thing. Like, I mean, that's first and foremost.
Shout out Zach Harper.
Yeah, I mean, shout
when we come all the way back around.
Shout out Zach Harper. Yeah, I mean, the Jays, they're going to be a problem. Jalen and Jason, Jason didn't even really have it last night. I think he was 5 of 17 from the field. Who knows how much of his ankle injury was playing a factor into that, but Jaylen Brown's more than capable of stepping up. I know, he's hometown adjacent for him. I know he's a Cal Berkeley guy, so maybe he was just showing out last night, in the Bay Area. But, he's a guy who's more than capable of attacking the rim. The Kings have, had their troubles in the past with guys just kind of putting their head down and out physicaling them to get to the rim. So to me, tonight's going to be about turning those guys into shooters. I think I'm okay with, Derek White went crazy yesterday. I think
he ain't doing that.
You probably want to, he's like him and Jason Tatum are the two guys from the perimeter you're probably most concerned about, but I'd try and make the Celtics into a jump shooting team like they were yesterday. Cause to me, that's the thing that really stuck out was the Warriors. I mean, especially without Draymond, they've got no interior presence. I know Trace Jackson-Davis had himself that block on
that's what
Brown.
Bill Simmons was ticked off about.
Really?
He said the Warriors were running small ball and these guys wanted to take jump shots.
And I think that's the Celtics' biggest problem is they're okay with that, and they just don't really have you could argue that's the Joe Mazzulla's fault as well. Like they are more than okay with the game being dictated to them if the situation is calling for it. Like I definitely think the Kings can get them to play more their ball with how fast the Kings play, how many threes the Kings put up. It wouldn't surprise me if Boston kind of falls into the game that they fell into yesterday, just shooting tons of threes, not getting to the free throw line. To me, I think the Kings can win a shootout with the Celtics. I think the problem becomes if the Celtics start using their size and their physicality to get easy buckets at the rim. That's going to be the concern. And then, of course, the defensive end as well. De'Aaron Fox might not be able to play hero ball tonight. Like, not that he's played hero ball, but if the Kings are in a tight game down the stretch, having to go against either, Drew Holiday, maybe they put Jaylen Brown on him just to give him a different look. They have a lot of tough guys who can, no one can stop De'Aaron Fox, but can at least stay in front of him and make his life difficult. It's going to have to be on Keegan. Keegan's going to have to be big night. Harrison Barnes is going to have to, do the production that we've been seeing recently. And our guy, Kevin Huerter's, he's got to hit some perimeter jumpers put some pressure on him. And, the bench as well. The Kings bench has got to beat the Celtics bench. The Celtics bench is very, very unimpressive. I could not believe, I swear I thought the Celtics had a couple more bench guys. I guess they did ship off a good amount in order to get Porzingis in the building. But I was just kind of surprised by the Celtics' lack of depth. I'm trying to get their bench scoring last night. I mean, shockingly, Neemias Queta was huge for them yesterday. I can't believe I completely forgot about that. Nemi had 10 for them. Pritchard had 11. And that was pretty much their bench scoring. They had, how much is that? 27 bench points in total. The Kings should be able to do that with the combination of Malik, Trey, Sasha, whoever else is going to get minutes off the bench. Need some production out of those guys. I think tonight first and foremost, is just maybe not the night for De'Aaron to win this game for the Kings.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. And maybe unfortunately, the Celtics learned from last night. And what if they send?
Right.
I
That's
think
the
that,
fear.
Well, and I think that their thought process is with this defensive lineup, we shouldn't have to send a trap at somebody.
Yeah.
But this is Steph Curry.
Yeah.
And you caught an L. You caught an L because Steph Curry. And in part, let's be honest, they caught an L to give him his flowers because we've been kind of tough on him on this show. They caught an L in part because Klay Thompson was hitting shots,
Yes.
right?
Yeah,
they
for sure.
left him a couple times and they burned him. So later
Especially
on
late, yeah.
in the game, they probably felt like they couldn't leave him. So good on him. Yeah, Sam Hauser, a donut.
Yep.
Right. Is he supposed to be a guy? What's going on there?
He's supposed to. They really like him. He's supposed to be a guy who's knocking down perimeter jumpers, and
That
he's got some
scares
size.
me.
He's
Going
like 6'11".
Going donut
not
last
great.
night.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
It's probably due for a couple. Hopefully it just evens out. You don't get a 30 piece from Derek White.
Derek White took 18 threes yesterday. That's
insane.
I mean, I guess 4 of those were on that one possession or something. Whatever.
Yeah.
3 of them were on that one possession.
Right.
And, yeah, I mean, to me, him and Jason Tatum are their big perimeter threats. Al Horford took 10 threes yesterday, which is, I guess, kind of his game at this point. But yeah, I mean, you definitely don't want to get these guys easy buckets. To me, that's the big thing. I can live with Jason Tatum. He's gone crazy in Sacramento before. He had a crazy third quarter last year where I think he put up 25 or something nuts like that in the third quarter. But I can live with those guys hitting tough shots because they're really good players. I can't live with them just getting to the bucket and getting easy hoops.
Well, it's going to be a chicken or the egg thing because when you're tired, I think, and we've seen these numbers with the Kings, when you're tired, I think you tend to shoot more threes, right?
Yeah, because it's tough to get to. It's a lot of work to get
It's
to
a
the
lot of
basket.
work.
Or
But
ideally, in an ideal world.
Exactly. It's not an open lane like Jordan Poole a couple nights ago. But at the same time, because of what just happened to the Celtics, I would imagine all of those 3-point numbers to be down.
Yeah.
And for them to want to force the issue and get to the hole. I mean, I even saw O'Shea Brissett get to the hole a couple of times.
Yeah.
He had 6 points. I'm thinking, who is this guy? He only had 5 minutes. So they're digging deep.
Yeah.
They're digging deep. And Drew Holiday, I mean, who do you think? Is it Drew Holiday on De'Aaron?
I would guess so. Yeah, Drew's given De'Aaron some I wouldn't say fits, but De'Aaron has been public about the fact that Drew's one of the best defenders in the NBA, specifically on him. And
It didn't look like it last night, though. It really didn't.
I think he's lost like maybe a quarter of a step. I think the strength is the thing that bothers De'Aaron so much with Drew because Drew is like, people forget Drew's like a shady 6'4", and he's got a really long wingspan, but he's also a really physical guy. And so, you know, a lot of the time De'Aaron, if he's going to match up with a guy who's 6'4", a lot of times he can just outspeed him. But I think just in general, Drew does a great job of using his length and his arms to just kind of box him in. So I think if anything, the physicality is going to be the tough thing, but De'Aaron's also, he's another year older today. So,
and he's got the 3-point threat as well.
Right. And that completely changes things. Cause if you got to close out on him, I mean, that's where that quarter step or whatever Drew has lost, that could really come back and bite him. So, but that's also where the Celtics are scary. Cause you know, Mike Brown talks about all the time with the elite players in the league. Sometimes it's not even about, you know, throwing the best matchup on him. Sometimes he'll just throw Kevin Huerter on Steph just to give him a different look, just so it's not I already know this guy's tendencies. I already know I can beat him with ha, and I can get around him every time. It's just sometimes the Celtics can throw a Jaylen Brown at him who's even bigger than Drew Holiday. They can put Jason Tatum on him for a possession or two, or if down the stretch in the fourth quarter. That's kind of the when I'm thinking about how the Celtics are going to attack this game. They're just going to try and slow down De'Aaron Fox first and foremost.
Got to get to a break. When we get back, we are asking the question, which Celtics team will show up? Will they be gassed, or will they be motivated, or will they be both? Stiles and Watkins, Sacktown Sports.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead.
Get your Kings fix all season long right here on your home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Your Wednesday forecast includes partly cloudy skies and chances for showers. We could see some heavier bands of rain this afternoon to early evening, highs in the low to mid 60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
It's Kia's season of giving back at Folsom Lake Kia. Get low year-end prices and payments, plus low finance rates and even zero down deals with approved credit. Shop Folsom Lake Kia right here in Sacramento for over 20 years.
It's Carmichael Day with a Fire Wings announcement. The Florin Road location now serves pizza, and oh my goodness, it's so good. Don't forget the Wings Day Wednesday lineup, 88-cent wings every Wednesday. You got 21 delicious flavors to choose from and the perfect fast casual eating establishment for the entire family. Save time and order online. Go to firewings.com or download the app, find a location near you, order online, and earn rewards. Fire Wings, just wing it.
Who has the largest selection of golf merchandise in Northern California? The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. It's the go-to store for golf bags, apparel, equipment, lessons, club fittings, novelty items, and more. With their low price guarantee, complimentary gift boxes, and gift cards for your golfer, it's the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Add convenient online shopping and effortless after-Christmas return policy, and you'll see why the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is the #1 choice for golfers everywhere. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway or online at hagenoaks.com.
Sacktown Sports. Call or text at 916-339-1140.
Stiles and Watkins. Sacktown Sports, taking you up to 2 p.m. The bad boys of the midday. We will be joined by the bad boys of Sacktown Sports, Sacktown Sports Kings Insiders, Frankie Cardicelli and Brendan Nunez in 15 minutes. For our Kings Roundtable. Get your calls lined up for the Kings Roundtable and on the text line and on the Sack chat. If you have any questions for our guys, they're writing articles on sacktownsports.com. They're on social media. They're on X. They're on Instagram. So if you have any questions from anything that you've seen from them, get them lined up and we will have that conversation.
Real quick, Alan. Sorry to throw a
No.
I see on this TV here, it's National Signing Day.
That's right.
Which makes me want to ask you, do you have any memories from your National Signing Day?
So I actually went to a junior college first.
Right.
So like technically
you don't get like the whole.
Well, you do, right? I think I might have took a picture on a grainy phone or something like that, but it was nothing like this.
You didn't get to do the which hat am I going to hover over, put one on?
I would have played that.
That's what I was playing.
I'd still be choosing right now, like drumline. If I didn't go out and get you, you'd still be out there banging on your dang drum. I still would have been, which one am I going to choose? It's been 84 years. Which one is it going to be? No, and that is what I think is really interesting. Now you got me on my college hype. Because I do love talking college, everything, college athletics and everything like that. Now you got me on this hype because with the transfer portal, think about it like this. I think you can transfer, once with no questions and twice with you have to pass through something. I think. Gotcha. I know you can't do it more than twice, but I know the first time is pretty simple nowadays. These kids, they get to do this in high school, right? And be the man.
Gosh, high school was, it's like a kid will go freshman, sophomore, junior, senior year, all completely different schools,
completely
in different states. And
I committed, but I didn't sign my letter of intent.
That's a whole nother
and then
thing
I can break through. But then you get to do that, and you're telling these kids they get wined and dined again. Yeah. Now, I don't think, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, if you're a college or a high school coach or have high school kids or college level kids, I don't think you can do visits if you're in the portal. I think you can
I guess you could.
You think you could? So
I don't know if it would be like an official
maybe
visit
once
where they
you
can wine
enter
and
the
dine
portal.
you. Yeah.
Maybe once you enter the portal, maybe because you're not. If I'm at Temple and I enter the portal, I'm no longer at Temple. So maybe you could do whatever you want. So my point is, you get to do that in high school.
Right.
Then you get to do that in college. And then you can do it, a couple times in college too. I mean, What a great life.
And you get paid now.
And
people are like, hey, come here for $1 million.
I tell you, I was telling you at the last game, I missed my time in the sun.
You did.
And now I'm just living vicariously through my daughter and whoever else I have, because we're going to go SEC. We go to the SEC, whatever is left of the West Coast, whoever is out there, we going out here. We doing Ivy League, okay? Yeah. We are doing a whole college trip. I did do, because a lot of people know I went to Sonoma State out of high school. Long story short, ended up at Temple University, but I did do a little mini college tour because I was just very fascinated with historic schools back east, right? And I was born in Virginia actually, so maybe that's part of it. But my mom and we did a college tour where we went out and we checked out Seton Hall, we checked out Georgetown, we checked out all these kind of historic colleges for absolutely no reason. And then I said, you want me to play baseball here? And they said, nah, I think we're solid. And then, my mom went to Norfolk State. Like I said, was born in Virginia, and my mom, we went and we saw Norfolk State. Mm-hmm. And I, same thing. Hey, you think you got a spot out here? You got any more of them spots, right? And he said, well, our center fielder is a sophomore, so you probably be chilling behind him. I'm like, there's 2 other positions, homie. What you got for me? So I said, hey, Mom, I tried. I would have went to your alma mater, but
they didn't want me.
They didn't want. Why nobody want me, Mom? Why nobody want me? But I ended up in Temple University, which is where I did meet my wife, by the way. Go. Meanwhile, I'm struggling to find it. She's in her high school's Hall of Fame for softball. She gets a full ride. She's captain of the softball team at Temple, from freshman year. So, there's levels, I guess. That's what I learned very quickly. Okay. There are levels to this.
I'm
out. I'm pulling something. Yeah. I'm not just a nobody.
No, but when
Simone
when Lil Stiles becomes that SEC athlete, I kind of think Mom's going to get mentioned first. I'm sorry. I think they're going to say Mom. Mom was 50-50. Captain and Dad also played.
He blew a no-hitter.
Let it go right over his head. But
I was trying.
Mom was a spectacular athlete.
Yeah. No,
that was cool.
You'll always have Sacktown Sports though.
We'll always have the toe. We'll always have, and we'll be in the NATO, Natomas High, or wherever she ends up going. Whatever the case may be, there are levels to this, and we are going to see a different level tonight. What, Chris?
I'm picturing the headlines now.
What are you
mini
seeing?
Styles and the just Allen just real mad. Hey, I play baseball too.
I'm like, did Zach Harper write this? Where is my mention?
Leaving out crucial details.
Let me write it myself. Hey guys, notice you missed something. Do you have an email that I can send this into you? As we're talking about levels to things, we will see a different level of defensive intensity tonight as the Kings take on the Celtics. So as we talk defensive rating, oddly enough, when you look at defensive rating, this one will surprise you. So the Timberwolves are number 1 in defensive rating.
Yeah.
Or maybe you already are you looking at it? Do you know?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Okay. So I can't surprise you, but I can surprise the audience. Number 3 in defensive rating, the Celtics. Number 2, the Houston Rockets.
Interesting.
Do you feel better about those blowouts? When will we stop talking about those blowouts?
Probably in next year.
No,
maybe next calendar year.
If they run the table these next 3 games, I promise you, I won't. I can't talk for Chris, but I won't bring up Houston anymore.
Not until we beat Houston, because that one still doesn't make sense, really. I know De'Aaron didn't play, but that's as we've said, that was not an excuse to just completely not show up.
They have one more chance at this in Sacramento. Yeah. When Dylan Brooks, a.k.a. Villain Brooks, comes to town March 10th.
Oof, that's a while. That's the end of the season.
And the Rockets take on the Kings. But tonight is about the Celtics, number 3 in defensive rating,
Oof.
number 6 in offensive rating, number 2 in net rating. The 76ers, number 1 in net rating.
Wow.
The Thunder, number 3, and the Timberwolves, number 4. So again, you are facing within the next 3 nights, okay, 2 superstars in Devin Booker and Kevin Durant. That is on Friday. And in terms of net rating and how good teams are deemed to be. You're facing number 2 tonight, and you're facing number 4 the second half of a back-to-back on Saturday in the Minnesota Timberwolves. You can't this is what movies are made. Yeah. This is Karl Anthony Towns. Yep. Hopefully no movies will be made that will be watched by the Timberwolves on Saturday. But the Celtics, do you think when we overblow these back-to-backs and it's a traveling back-to-back, you're looking at 2 LA teams where the Clippers are a hot team. Everybody's thinking about the Clippers right now, and the Lakers, that Christmas Day game. I don't know, man. I'm looking at this, and if I'm the Celtics, no disrespect to the Kings, I know that the Kings are up and coming, but I could see the Celtics looking past this game on top of it being a back-to-back and just saying, man, let's just go to LA and get 2.
Yeah, because I was like, I don't think, like, what does this game really mean for the Celtics? If the Celtics lose this to the Kings, I don't think that people are, oh my gosh, look out, the Celtics are actually not good.
Right. What they will say,
they're not the best team.
What they
in the
will
East.
say is the Warriors game messed up everything, all the mojo for the Celtics, and then it just snowballed.
Yes.
So that's fine with us because we'll take the W.
I'll take a snowball.
But that's what I think.
That's what the narrative's going to be coming out of this game if the Kings win, for sure.
And honestly, that's what should happen.
Yeah. No, exactly. The funny thing is that's how the story should go. It's just a matter of if the Kings have everything working in their favor. Yes, the Celtics are probably a bad matchup for them. They've been a bad matchup for them for years now, but like you said, second night of a back-to-back, of a traveling back-to-back, they had to exert themselves going to overtime the night before against a Warrior team that both physically and mentally drained them. Everything is working in the Kings' advantage, as also the Kings are at home, haven't played since Monday. Like, they have so many things working for them. They just should get the result tonight. If you're looking strictly on paper, and of course things don't ever go how you think they're going to go, but you know, if we could live in a perfect world right now and results are just predetermined, it feels like the Kings should absolutely have a huge advantage in tonight's game.
Out of the 3 teams that they are facing, right? They are going against the Celtics, who are coming off the back-to-back. That's the only team. You have the Suns, who will be well-rested when you face them on Friday. And then you have the Timberwolves, who will be 1 day removed of a weird back-to-back where they're going to be in Philly, and then they come back home for a game, and then they fly again. So that a lot of travel for the Timberwolves, but it won't technically be a back-to-back. So this is a good opportunity for the Kings. All right, got to get to a break. When we get back, the 2 hardest working men in Kings media, Sacktown Sports Kings insiders Brendan Nunez and Frankie Cardicelli, join us next for Kings Roundtable for the next hour. Stiles and Watkins, Sacktown Sports.
It's the best team in the AFC versus the best team in the NFC on Christmas in San Francisco.
Murray back. Murray time throws. Intercepted. Charvarius Ward running back the other way. He's gone.
The 11-3 Baltimore Ravens bring their talent out west to face the 11-3 San Francisco 49ers. Game time at 5:15 Christmas night on your home for 49ers football. Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
That's Mike saying good morning. It's the best he can do right now. Yeah, not a cloud in the sky. What Mike could use is a fresh start. And Irish Spring Body Wash. The fresh scent of Irish Spring and those sensational Irish Spring suds are just the reset Mike needs. Now he's ready
to go to work.
It's Sunday. Irish Spring. When the spring hits you, you're ready. Pick up Irish Spring at Walmart today.
Dell's holiday event is one of their biggest sales of the year. Shop limited time deals on laptops like the stylish, innovative XPS 13, engineered to do it all on the Intel Evo platform. Plus, save big on ultra-sharp monitors and top brand accessories. It's the perfect time to upgrade any home, business, or gaming setup powered by Intel Core processors. Shop now at Dell.com/deals to take advantage of huge savings and free shipping on everything. Again, that's Dell.com/deals.
At Jim Boy's Tacos, you get a ho lot of flavor for under $10. Our classic #2 combo meal spreads cheer with a farm-dusted ground beef taco, scratch-made bean and cheese burrito, and a soft drink. So jingle on down to Jim Boy's or order online at participating locations.
Right now, the sewer system is probably the last thing on your mind. And that's okay, because at the Sacramento Area Sewer District, it's our first priority. If you have a sewer problem like a slow drain or a backup, call us first, day or night.
Christmas is in the air at Hanley's Kia. The season of giving back is bringing you an unbeatable deal on all 2024 Kia models. Drive home in style without breaking the bank. Introducing Hanley's Kia incredible leasing option for just $199 a month. Picture yourself behind the wheel of a brand new 2024 Kia, loaded with the latest features and cutting-edge technology. Whether it's the sleek Niro Hybrid with 54 mpg, an EV6 with up to 310 miles, the versatile Sportage, or the family-friendly Telluride. At Hanley's Kia, you can also reserve your luxurious full-size EV9 with 3 rows that has the comfort of a stylish interior and the peace of mind that comes with driving a brand you can trust. Head over to Hanley's Kia, the season of giving back today, located in Davis.
New 2024 Kia Niro Hybrid EX for $199 per month for 36 months after $7,999 customer cash due at signing plus $300 military customer rebate. 10,000 miles per year and 20 cents per mile after 30,000 miles based on sale price $30,545 and payment excludes taxes and DMV fees and any dealer fees. Vehicle ID number R5136-138.
It's Credit Christmas at Prestigio Jewelers. Get the gifts you want this year. Prestigio guarantees your credit up to $10,000. It's easy. Have a valid ID, proof of income, and be 18 or older. Prestigio has competitive pricing on all jewelry such as gold chains, wedding sets, diamond earrings, and designer brands like Cartier, Gucci, Bulova, and Citizen. Rebuild your credit, even with a repo or a bankruptcy at Prestigio Jewelers. This Christmas, come for the credit and be amazed by the selection at Prestigio Jewelers. Online at prestigiojewelers.com.
Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with primetime football. It's back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game and high-hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. Offering the best food, best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region and conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Live and local. Live and local.
This is Sacktown Sports.
Stiles and Watkins, Sacktown Sports, the Kings Roundtable with Frankie Cardicelli and Brendan Nunez, our Sacktown Sports Kings insiders. Also, a podcast, Return of the Roar. Go ahead and catch that. I actually caught that yesterday on the old YouTube. You guys doing a great job. And our own Chris Watkins will pop on there as well. So the two hardest working men in Kings media joining us for the next hour. Guys, how you doing?
Doing well. You know, glad to replace Chris on Return of the Roar.
Mm-hmm.
You know, little upgrade going on.
His name's still on the. It's still on the. We can take you off, dude. It's coming. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm joking.
Breakthrough episode for
Chris created the name, created the podcast, but you know what? Time to push it. Time to push it. Somehow, why did you have to raise?
No, we need to use that way more often.
No, you absolutely do.
There you go.
Absolutely do.
As we get ready for Kings Celtics, the whole thing with last night and the Celtics collapse, I'm going to give you some options here. Just like we've been talking a lot about finals and midterm exams and how this is something similar for the Kings going up against these 3 tough teams this week. I'm going to give you a couple options here. You tell me what you think is the most true when it comes to the Celtics. The Celtics will be a little bit gassed based on the game last night against the Warriors. They will be even more motivated tonight because of their game against the Warriors. Or C, none of the above. A game is a game. They're just going to come out and do their thing and be the team with the most wins in the NBA.
I think we've learned by watching the Kings so far this season that it doesn't matter back-to-backs in the NBA. Anything can happen on any given night, and especially for a team like the Celtics, who we're waiting to hear. I'm not sure if the NBA injury report is reflecting Boston today. I know Jason Tatum took a bad step last night and said that his ankle was swollen up after the game. With or without Jason Tatum, they're going to have enough guys to cause the Kings to feel a little uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. And you have Jaylen Brown, Derek White, who Brendan and I were talking about, has been just a great player and the kind of guy the Kings could even use. A type Derek White type has been really good for them this year. So no shortage of guys. Kristaps Porzingis is probably going to play tonight. They have the guys to get it done. Mm-hmm. And I think with the Kings, after losing to, I think it was New Orleans on a back-to-back, they've fallen down flat a couple times. At home, you can't fall down to these guys because the Celtics put you away.
I think it's a combination of A and B. So I guess E.
There you go.
Or D.
Damn. Tough. Alphabet's tough.
Tough. Hey, usually multiple choice goes A to D.
That's right. That was
I created my own.
You're only a writer.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, Tatum played 41. We'll see what his status is. Derek White, 40. Jaylen Brown, 41. Drew Holiday, 36. Horford usually doesn't play second nights of back-to-back, but I think it's expected that Porzingis will play tonight. So we'll see what that'll do. But, I mean, I think that's going to play a factor here. But there's also an aspect of they probably want to get right. They're 14-0 at home. They're 6-6 on the road.
Yeah.
And their West Coast road trip last year was kind of where some questions started to arise. So I think they really want to make sure that they do well during this trip right now. So they'll be motivated, but I think there's going to be some residual stuff from last night.
Yeah, and you have so after this for the Celtics, after they do battle with the Kings tonight, then after that they go to LA. It just doesn't get easier for them. They go up against a Clippers team on Saturday that's finally starting to figure it out.
Are you saying the Clippers are better than the Kings?
I said they're starting to figure it out.
You said it's not easier. It's okay.
It doesn't get any easier.
Let's dive in.
No worries. It doesn't get any easier.
No worries.
After that, they have the Lakers. It doesn't get any easier after that. Then they have the Lakers on Christmas, right? So as far as Jason Tatum is concerned, we know Adam Silver has been very vocal about this. I could see Jason Tatum cooling off tonight and say, hey, let's get you right for those games in LA. I think that's really a possibility, but you're right, Brendan. I feel that they'd like to get right, but it's not an extremely long trip, right? They have all these bizarre situations to where they're in LA, and then after Christmas, they come back to face the Pistons and the Raptors where they can really get right. Then they go back on the road to take on the Spurs and the Thunder. So it does get a bit softer for the Celtics. They might be thinking about that as well, but they're gonna come correct tonight. I think they're gonna try to shoot the basketball the way that they've been shooting. And Chris and I were talking about maybe to be less about the three ball. I mean, just an absurd amount of attempts and getting to the rack and maybe even trying to get some of the Kings players in foul trouble.
Yeah. I mean, I'm curious what you guys think too. Do you feel like the Celtics kind of fit into this grouping of teams that we've seen where the Kings just seem to not be able to match up with them? I mean, it feels like with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, like those are two big elite forwards. And we've seen teams like the Pelicans with Zion and BI, and then the Clippers with Kawhi and PG. Like the Kings just had no response for either of or any of those guys. And it feels like we're kind of possibly primed for another one of those matchups where we just say, nothing they can do about it.
It's gonna continue until they figure it out, right? I mean, the only way you can kind of get through these matchups, the Paul George and Kawhi Leonard's, the Jaylen Brown's, Jason Tatum's, Bradley Beal's not playing on Friday, but playing against these guys that have dynamic players that can score and beat you in a bunch of ways, you have to get kind of more throw in the fire repetition. Hopefully, can make you get to a point where you can feel comfortable. But even if Jason Tatum's not playing, again, like what does that put Keegan Murray? Is he going to guard Jaylen Brown? Does he go at Kristaps Porzingis? Probably not. I don't think. But yeah, I mean, it has to be Jaylen Brown. Keegan Murray's been doing a good job of picking up the best player on the floor every night. But that's the thing. Who's going to pick up the other guy? If Jason Tatum does give it a go, who's going?
It's HB.
It's going to be HB. And by the way, just a quick throw it in before I forget, but I'm looking at the injury report, and there was an update this hour that Malik Monk has been added. He's questionable for tonight's game due to right foot irritation. So that also can change things. That also can change things if the Kings bench is shortened. Sasha,
get it ready. Heat it up. Before we dive in anymore to the Kings side of things in tonight's game, Chris and I haven't talked about it. And by the way, just so you know, even though I know you've been listening to the show all day, by the way, if the Kings beat Brendan, you were there. I
was out there writing. I heard.
There you go. If Frankie, if the Kings win by 25, it would be a thank you to the Warriors for tiring them out, and Chris would have to do the night on air tomorrow.
25 points is the bar.
Yeah, that's my line.
Okay,
that's my line.
You really don't want to do it.
He has to say
it's not going to happen.
Thank you to the Warriors. If they win by 15, he has to say thank you to the Warriors. If they win by 25, he's got to do the night.
I don't think you're doing the night.
And that's going to get clipped and uploaded to socials, right?
Oh, of course.
Okay, cool.
I got it ready. Oh,
okay,
yeah.
Cool.
We got it ready.
For LOD level gifts.
Oh, of course. I'm sure everybody will be on top of it. King's got to take care of business before we get to any of that, though. And Chris and I actually didn't talk about it because we were waiting to talk about it with the both of you. Shaquille O'Neal, who's been riding, he's been riding for Steph forever. This is not new. Shaquille O'Neal is very open about Steph being his favorite player. He says it's time to talk about Steph in the greatest of all time convo. People lost their minds over it. I wasn't surprised Shaq said it because I know Shaq loves him some Steph Curry. Are we there?
Okay, hear me out here. Steph is the modern Jordan. Not talking just specifically how they play, but who was the modern Bulls? The Warriors.
The Warriors.
And who's the best player? Easily Steph.
Steph.
Who's the darling and the one that sells the most?
Ratings.
And is a ridiculous player. Like, it's really Steph.
So you're not talking stats. You're not
LeBron James.
No, LeBron too.
LeBron doesn't. People don't.
LeBron
like, basketball wise, the way he plays at I would say at this point and maybe the last couple years, I don't think people line up to watch LeBron. If you going face of the NBA thing, random, a game is on, or I'm gonna go watch the game with my buddies, but I'm not a hardcore NBA fan. That person is more excited to watch Steph than LeBron.
LeBron's better than Steph. Don't get me wrong. I just think you try to look at the parallels.
Well, you should have led with that, Brendan. You should have led with that. Steph is Michael Jordan.
You're right. No, I'm not saying he's.
I would say that they're a combination of both. I hear what you're saying. There are elements of Steph Curry that are a lot more comparable to Michael Jordan than the LeBron
storyline wise.
Yes,
really.
the storyline, and things like that. Absolutely.
Is it about criteria as far as they have to have played for or been the face of a dynasty? Is that what we're categorizing in? So it's Michael Jordan's in this category. Kareem, which I guess he was kind of a co-face of that era with. I mean, Magic was probably the face of the Lakers at that era. Larry Bird, Celtics, Kobe Bryant, Lakers. I'm just wondering, sure, if we're doing that and that's like the criteria we're putting him in, yeah, Steph Curry fits. But where does he rank among those players? Right. I'm not sure if he's number one on that list.
No, he's definitely not.
Steph over Kobe?
Yes.
Okay.
I think Kobe's overrated, to be honest. Yes. Rest in peace. I love Kobe.
Yeah.
But he doesn't belong.
This guy,
he doesn't belong in top 3.
Right there.
Kobe don't belong in top 3,
I'm
bro.
right there with you.
No. But I don't think a lot of people have Steph in top 3.
No, and that's fine. I don't think he belongs there either.
Okay.
I know I just said the Mike thing. I'm just saying there's those parallels when it comes to their career trajectory.
Okay, yeah, but I asked, is it time to have the conversation about Steph greatest of all time?
Right.
In a weird way, you're saying no.
Yeah, I am saying no. I started it weird, but yes, I'm saying no. I just have seen those parallels for a while, and I feel like they don't get mentioned.
You're also a Bay Area guy.
You're not wrong. And, yeah.
I think there's an argument. So I will say, throwing a wrench, I do think that Steph, if we're talking about, it's almost like the MVP conversation. Is it like Steph belongs in the conversation? Yeah, I would say if you're having a conversation, it's acceptable to throw Steph's name out there. It's just he might not be the answer.
It's the same way we talk about De'Aaron Fox in the MVP. He's not winning MVP, but he's in the conversation.
Yep. Sure. I would say don't let Steph get 5. I just don't think he's going to get 5. He's not going to get 5 with this current iteration of the Warriors.
I don't know if he has to. I think as an individual talent, there is an argument that nobody has had the level of impact besides LeBron than Steph. And then you throw in the fact that he's won the head-to-heads. And again, he has really changed the game of basketball. And you got to give him some credit for that. I think he's more in the conversation than what I think the general NBA public would maybe admit.
Yeah, and he's still not done right now. It looks like he is not in the top 10 for MVPs. I think if you're not going to get, it's going to be funny, I'm about to say this, if you're not going to get another title, I think you get Steph in an MVP situation, MVP conversation, or dare I say, in-season tournament, something like that. I know it sounds funny, but I'm just saying a couple more accolades here, and maybe it's more of a conversation. All right, got to get to a break. Enough with the Warriors talk, but we had to ask our guys, our knowledgeable Sacktown Sports Kings insiders, the question. When we get back, we are breaking down the Kings and Celtics. And yes, another week, another trade machine. Stiles and Watkins, Sacktown Sports.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
A handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10, 5, touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sacktown Sports.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave asking you, are you feeling the pain of paying more and more for your gas? PG&E has increased their rates 4 times in the last 5 years, and the new forecast says PG&E customers may see their bills increase 32% by 2026. The good thing is there are steps you can take to protect yourself from these rate hikes, and better yet, American Energy may be able to help you completely eliminate your gas bill with a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. Did you know SMUD offers huge rebates to eliminate your old gas guzzler? They can help you guide through the whole process. Seriously, listen to me. You go to the SMUD website. There's tons of rebates available, but it is confusing on how to do it. Listen to these rebates. $2,500 from American Energy, $3,500 from SMUD, $1,000 from Caltech, $2,000 home system upgrades. That's $9,000 in rebates. Let American Energy help you out at 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sacktown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sacktown Sports' IMAX Pass by visiting sacktownsports.com and sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's film at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Don't you just love this time of year and the holidays when families get together to make memories? Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. From the time I was a youngster, the family table was always filled with a gathering of grandparents, aunts and uncles, brothers and sisters. Those are memories that will live with me forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings Holiday Home Sale going on right now gives you the opportunity to find the perfect holiday gift that will last a lifetime. You'll find unique gifts like gleaming accessories for every room, now 20% off. During Naturewood's Holiday Home Sale, you'll find savings all around the store for every room in your home. Find your perfect bit of Christmas for your home at Naturewood Home Furnishings Holiday Home Sale going on right now. The memories you make with your family will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Guess I got to pick a different number.
All right,
I know. How not fun.
Maybe a little earlier, like 02.
02. Yeah, I'm with you, big
I'm
dog.
gonna say 04. I'll say 04.
Do we have it? Or shall
I'll look
it. Okay. All right.
Somebody.
This
No,
is
we're just
really
gonna
bad.
keep guessing.
Weren't the Kings? They were showing like legit NBA teams, right?
No, I do remember I had cornrows when I watched that.
Yeah.
We all had cornrows.
Love it. Love it, big dog.
A lot
Out
of
here.
legends. A lot of legends out here.
Tons.
I may
There
or
you
may
go.
not know the whole first verse of that song.
Shout out C-Web.
Well, we can
Shout out C-Web.
we can arrange it. It's
No.
Wasn't enough. We can arrange some Brendan bars.
We can arrange some
I didn't know
Brendan
this was
bars.
going to inspire so many.
No, good job, Simone behind the glass doing her thing as always. And look, this is a round table. This is not an interview or anything like that. We give everybody an opportunity to say what they want.
Oh, no.
And victory lap if they may. And Brendan Nunez says, hey, Alan, thought about saying something, didn't want to overstep. I said, Brendan, there's no such thing. You can step on our feet.
Is that what you said?
Anytime. No, I did.
I didn't
did.
hear that.
The mic was off.
I don't think
the
I heard
mic was
that.
off.
It
You
wasn't
guys
quite-
were talking about something else.
It's not quite exactly
Chris's
how it came
ears
out.
were off.
You guys were talking about something else. So, Brendan, we brought up something last week, and we were I even think I put a poll up on my social media, and now you want to circle back.
I'm just saying there was a conversation of is Kevin Huerter better than Klay Thompson right now? And I'm pretty confident I'm the only one that said, no, you guys are crazy.
Yes, you are correct.
And
To be fair, the numbers.
Let him finish.
Okay,
Let him
okay,
finish.
well, at the time, but the whole thing is like, this is going to even out. We're talking about Klay Thompson.
But was that the question?
You have to know how crazy you sound right now.
Was it right? But I think to Alan's defense, was it right then those numbers?
My
or
defense.
as a
you were rolling with me.
I'm trying to
I
help
think
you.
there was a conversation of would you swap Kevin Huerter for Klay Thompson? And you guys were not a fan.
I'm still not a fan of that.
Yes. Well, yes. Here's the problem.
33-year-old.
Here's a
Yeah,
problem. No, but here's a problem though. Do we know for sure that Kevin Huerter on the Warriors shooting as much as Klay Thompson is shooting? Now we'd have to have that conversation. Kevin Huerter is in a position where he's just not getting shots up right now. And Klay Thompson, is it the actual gameplay or is it just a mentality? Because Klay Thompson has to shoot.
He's knocked down 40% his last 13 games.
No, that's fine. But I'm saying Kevin Huerter is what? The fourth option?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't deserve to be higher than that.
Well, then I'm gonna just
It's a
pull.
right here, right
I'm just
now
gonna
thing.
pull salary then.
No, that's fair. Like if we're talking salary, I'm just saying better player. Anyways, that's my victory lap.
There you go.
Sorry to do
There you
it.
go.
Sorry to do it.
And to be fair, I'm going low ball there with the salary because that's not. We purposely said not salary not included because obviously there's no question. Well, how about this? Is there a question?
Huh?
Salary wise, you still doing that swap with Klay making $43 million? Come on, Brendan.
He's expiring, right?
Brendan.
Probably not. Probably not.
You don't have
I
to
guess.
say that. We're not bullies.
I'm just saying. By the way, I didn't want to mention this on air.
No,
just
you
to be
did.
clear.
Because
Just
if
to
you
be
didn't,
clear.
you would have.
You definitely
You would have
wanted
just said.
to.
You would have told us when we weren't.
Fair
we
enough.
didn't have
Fair
the
enough.
opportunity to say it on air, so I don't want to hear all that.
Now,
Yeah, you're right.
Now it's time for the Keegan Murray poll, though.
Now it's Keegan Murray or Klay Thompson.
Yes.
Now answer that question.
On to the next one.
That's right.
Long-term Keegan Murray.
What you mean long term?
Yeah. How long is
What
the
you- what
term?
you
What do you
right now.
mean? Yeah.
How?
What do you
I don't
mean?
know. Like, who's the better player this year is a question.
Is it?
Is it?
I think so. By the end of the year, I'm
You're
talking.
starting to sound like Zach.
Talking
Harper.
about the
You
end of the
need
year.
to lock up.
It's probably Keegan.
You need.
It's
you
probably
need to,
Keegan.
You need to stop. You need to stop.
The
End of
difference right
game.
now is the defense.
Right. You need to stop. End of the game. You got two guys on your bench: Keegan Murray, Klay Thompson. Who you saying? Hey.
Oh, I need
lock
to
him up.
stop. I'm getting Keegan.
Okay.
If
Now
I
you
need if I need a bucket,
You need a
I'm
bucket.
going Klay.
You need a bucket, and it doesn't have to be a three.
No, let's talk catch and shoot three.
No, no.
That's what both those guys do. Both those guys are missing any other shot. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna
Keegan
lie.
got that bag. Keegan has more of a bag now than Klay ever had. I'll stand on that. Right
Off the
now.
dribble?
Off the dribble, yeah. I'll stand on that.
These are low bars. These are
That's
low
fair.
bars.
That's fair. We're gonna hear your
I
low
guess.
bars later.
I guess. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Come on, man.
Just saying.
Why are you being like this today?
I don't mean it.
To be fair, they both haven't been that impressive off the
Why are you
dribble.
being like
Sure.
that?
Sure.
They both have never been that good.
No,
off
I
the
know,
dribble.
but I've seen Keegan try things that I've never
Try.
seen.
I think he has the potential to be
What?
better off the dribble for sure.
Thank you. Let's move on. What are your expectations for the Kings in this 3-game stretch? 3-0, 1-2, 2-1. What do you think happens?
I think if you had to put a number on it, obviously over 500 is the ideal scenario, right? There's only 2 scenarios, 1-2 or 2-1 or 0-3, I guess. That's not really in my brain. That's not really in my mind.
Or 3-0.
I'm not even or 3-0. I mean, I think that I'm already looking at Saturday. I'm just looking at Saturday just thinking, man, that is going to be
Why? It's already a loss. It's the second night of a back-to-back. I thought we chucked those up as L's.
That's what Alan was saying about the Clippers game. Is that what are you chalking that up as, as an odd? I was saying when I came in to talk about the Clippers game,
he's like, don't you
said
put that on me.
It's a scheduled loss. You were right. You're right. It was a scheduled L. So is Saturday a scheduled L too?
I'm more trolling. I'm more just like
because it's not. No, you can't. What are they? 0-3 now.
Yeah,
and back-to-back.
So
massive point differential too.
Right. It's insane. We talked to Coach Mike Brown. Both of you were in there, and he played it off. He said, "Guys, the 2018, 2019 Warriors, they were getting that was actually not about back-to-backs as much. That was just about the blowouts in general." He goes, "Guys, teams are going to get just blown out sometimes." I didn't really love that answer, to be honest, because I thought that the Warriors were getting blown out because they were just bored. I don't think that's why the Kings are getting blown out, but I don't prescribe. You can only have a couple. To me, back-to-backs on the road, I can make the argument for a scheduled loss. And I said that because they were coming back from the big game against the Warriors.
They were, yes.
Okay, so that's a little bit different. Back-to-backs at home, no, absolutely not.
No, I agree. And I think that it's a big test, and honestly a test I think a lot of us would like to not be against the red-hot Minnesota Timberwolves. But again, for a team like the Kings that are trying to make a push from being good to great, this is the kind of 3-game stretch you're looking at and going to go, okay, we're going to know who this team is more than we did before. And starts tonight against Boston with or without Jason Tatum. You get the Suns on Friday, who have Kevin Durant probably back for that one. He didn't play against the Kings last time. And then, of course, Saturday. Yeah, that's kind of the dark cloud hanging over the schedule in my mind. I mean, that's going to be a brutal back-to-back. But like you said, they have to start showing progress if they're going to make that next step.
Here you go. We got to get to a break, but just to say this to you, and maybe it makes you think differently about the Kings' chances on Saturday. The Timberwolves have a back-to-back starting today. So they are right now, they're back east. They went up against the Heat. They beat the Heat on Monday. They play the Sixers today. They have a back-to-back with the Lakers tomorrow, and then they play the Kings on Saturday. So it's not a back-to-back. They're 1 game removed, and they got to travel.
They got 3 and 4 nights. Yeah, it's tough.
And they got to travel. So to me, no, Frankie, it's not a schedule. All right, got to get to a break. When we get back, it is time. We're halfway through, which means it's time for the trade machine. Stiles and Watkins, Sacktown Sports.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-775-5622. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-775-5622. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-775-5622. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for by Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Jerry and Kenny here from Bell Brothers. And if you've even thought of replacing your old, outdated, inefficient windows, now is the time to take action.
Right now at Bell Brothers, when you buy one window, you'll get the second one for 30% off. That's right. Buy one, get the second one 30% off.
That's real savings, up to $6,000. You have to buy at least 4 windows to qualify, and you can't mix windows and doors. But beyond that, every second window is 30% off.
For example, when you buy 10 windows, you will get 5 windows at 30% off. We also have 0% interest financing available for qualified buyers. Call for details.
To take advantage of our buy one, get one 30% off sale, call Bell Brothers now at 916-444-1234 or find us online at theNoSurpriseGuys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
At aimyourdigital.com,
We'll help you find the right customers. Spread awareness of your product or services. We can help build trust in your brand and services with a digital marketing campaign. Increase leads and get more customers. We create tailored digital marketing campaigns that deliver results. Don't wait. Get started today. Contact aimyourdigital.com. That's aimyourdigital.com and start seeing results.
That's Mike saying good morning. It's the best he can do right now. Yeah, not a cloud in the sky. What Mike could use is a fresh start. And Irish Spring Body Wash. The fresh scent of Irish Spring and those sensational Irish Spring suds are just the reset Mike needs. Now he's ready
To go to work.
It's Sunday. Irish Spring. When the spring hits you, you're ready. Pick up Irish Spring at Walmart today.
Dell's holiday event is one of their biggest sales of the year. Shop limited time deals on laptops like the stylish, innovative XPS 13, engineered to do it all on the Intel Evo platform. Plus, save big on ultra-sharp monitors and top brand accessories. It's the perfect time to upgrade any home, business, or gaming setup powered by Intel Core processors. Shop now at Dell.com/deals to take advantage of huge savings and free shipping on everything. Again, that's Dell.com/deals.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective. A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide cleans better than the leading competitive free detergent, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues.
Plus, Tide Free and Gentle has no dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on her skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your flagship station for the Beam team.
Should we light the beam? Light the beam, baby.
Sacktown Sports. Live and local, it's Stiles and Watkins. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Stiles and Watkins, Sacktown Sports, taking you up to 2 p.m. The bad boys of the midday are joined by our Sacktown Sports Kings insiders, Brendan Nunez and Frankie Cardicelli. And, you know, every time we do this Kings Roundtable, we have conversations about the trade machine. But before we even bust it out, if we feel like we need to, that is the question. Do you guys think we need to? I mean, Brendan, you've been very vocal about maybe Monty McNair sanding pat this season if something doesn't seem like, you know, it would go in the right direction or wouldn't be a good deal.
By the way, sorry,
what's
real
going
quick,
on, Chris? I see you making. That's why
we have
I'm
injury
pausing.
report here.
Okay,
the Boston Celtics have ruled out Jason Tatum, Al Horford, and Luke Cornett.
That's a dub.
Game.
That's a dub.
Wow. Don't say.
What are you doing right now?
What's wrong with you, B?
A dub for who, Celtics guy? What do you mean?
Relax. You know what's interesting about that? I wonder. I'd love to talk to the trainers because the same thing happened with De'Aaron Fox. Is this something when with an injury when they're okay with, hey, Jason Tatum can finish the game,
right?
It's not going to affect anything. It's probably going to swell up anyway. So we'll just let his adrenaline take him the rest of the game. Right. You know, because why would he finish that game?
No, that's happened before. I mean, I'm not a doctor, but I've seen it be like a standard practice around the NBA. Like, because once that ankle once you get off that ankle,
you stop moving.
Yeah, yeah. But I think when the medical staff looks at you and they can tell that no structural damage has taken place and they can tell it's really just a basic ankle sprain. You've seen the Kevin Durant's. He finished a game a week ago. De'Aaron Fox has finished a couple of games on an ankle. He did it against the Lakers. And then Tatum last night didn't look great. Probably shouldn't have been out there, in my opinion.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So you have to know, as a competitor, it's tough, though. These guys all want to battle it out till the end, especially on a game like that. Warriors Celtics on national TV. That's the kind of games that you live for. And I do think that it would have been better if he was off the floor. You have to know when it's time to sit down and let that ankle heal up.
Does that make you feel any differently? Because in Warriorville, I'm sure they're on your timeline as well, Brendan. Oh my goodness. Kuminga had Jason Tatum on Alcatraz last night. Does that make you feel any differently thinking, well, he was clearly limited, didn't want to come out the game?
I'm not going to rain on his parade. Kuminga could use some good nights. I thought he played great, actually. I thought he played really well last night. The play that he had, where he pointed at Clay to do something, and then he pointed at Steph to do something, I was like, whoa, this dude's confident, bro. That's crazy.
You got a bag?
That's crazy.
You got a bag?
And then a poster at the end.
A poster.
Okay.
That was the thing. He made it work. If you don't make that work, that's on Shaq and Fool.
That's like when Jeremy Lin waved off Kobe.
Yes. Yes.
Incredible.
Same idea. Same idea. So if you're just now joining us, Chris has stated they have put out the injury report. No Al Horford, who typically does not play second half of back-to-backs, and no Jason Tatum after that rolled ankle. Yes, you did see correctly. He finished the game against the Warriors, but he was out. He was out for what felt like at least half a quarter. Right. And then he came back in, probably was just fighting through it. Didn't look like he had any extra tape or extra ankle brace on it. And now the Celtics are decided again, they have to go down to LA. The road trip is not done. And this could be an Adam Silver type deal. Hey, you guys got 2 LA games. And on Monday, on Christmas, you got to take on the Lakers. Let's make sure you're good for the Lakers. I think it could be a part of it.
I think the big thing from the Kings' perspective in this game, though, is like they've been big on attacking mismatches this year, and Boston's normal starting 5 wasn't going to have one. And now, like, my guess is Sam Hauser.
I was going to say, who starts?
I think
for
it's
Tatum?
Hauser. I think it's Hauser.
Because I mean, you look at the guys who came off the bench for the Celtics yesterday, and it's. I mean, Neemias Cato was really their best bench player.
Now, yeah.
As nuts as that is to say, like they don't really have much of any depth at all. So, like. I mean, obviously losing Tatum's a huge blow, but I would say the Kings' depth has been a little bit overblown from what we thought it was going to be in the season at the beginning of the season. But to me, it feels like today is the day where you want to see the depth really take you the rest of the way, right?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And right now I'm already looking, when you said that, I'm already thinking about there's never been a bigger guarantee than Neemias Queta having just a monster double-double tonight. Like that's just an absolute guarantee.
Never looks more physical than he's going to tonight.
What do you have, a double-double off the bench last night?
10 and 10,
sure? Yeah, I mean, and he's still on a 2-way contract.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, yeah, definitely going to be a test of the depth tonight. Again, like we talked about, Kristaps Porzingis is going to be playing tonight and obviously hasn't been a guy that's caused the Kings problems in the last couple of seasons, but different guy in the Celtic system. And I think that's one thing that makes Boston so good and interesting this year is that Kristaps Porzingis is kind of tapped back into that game that made him so good earlier in his career. And no shortage of guys that can hurt the Kings still. Again, they like to let it fly from 3, and you can expect Derek White, Jaylen Brown, and Porzingis to keep that attack going tonight.
Well, if you're the Kings, your mindset can't change because that's where you get burned. And even though Jaylen Brown cooled off, Jaylen Brown it feels like he's notorious for hot starts and just disappearing later in the game. That's exactly what happened last night. I mean, he was on fire and in part with Jason Tatum being out. And then they combined for 7 points. The Jays did, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, between the fourth quarter and overtime. And I know there are a lot of jokes about Jaylen Brown, but did you see him? He drove.
Yeah.
He drove with his left a couple times. I mean, he got swatted, but he can dribble now with his left hand. He's trying out. It feels like, when you go to the park and I'm going to try out some new moves, right? So he's trying out some new moves. And, I know the Celtics, like I said, they're second in net rating. They are still going to be a problem defensively. And the Kings can't take their foot off the gas. So this is going to be a huge stretch for them. As we discuss before we got the injury news, thank you to Chris. We are getting shout outs, or Chris, you are getting shout outs on the Sack Chat from QQ. Man, even ESPN hasn't updated their injury report. 1140 getting it hot off the press. That's right. Hot and fresh. Easy bake oven. Like, you guys ever have Hot Pockets or anything like that?
Ooh. Yeah, not an easy bake, but yeah.
Not an easy bake. You could. You probably could.
Probably could.
Get a nice crust on it.
That's like some media food right there.
Speaking of, well, maybe tonight. Speaking of machines, the trade machine.
Gosh.
It's true.
Are we putting? No. We don't. No.
We're not getting crazy.
But hold on. We don't. That's my whole point of this.
Yeah.
We don't have to do this.
Okay.
If you think, hey, You just like we said, Chris was just in Vegas. You want to move things, you want to let it ride, right? Frankie, you letting it ride?
I think we're letting it ride until there's a reason to not let it ride. I mean, until you hit that cold streak. I mean, the Kings have been playing so well lately, and it's kind of a similar approach to last year as far as being protective. And one thing that we talked about on our podcast yesterday was we don't know who's going to be available a year from now. And I think the biggest trade chip, and I'm saying chip as far as not really an enticing asset, but from a contractual standpoint, Harrison Barnes is that contract that would have to move in a big deal. And I think when you have that contract that he still has 3 years on his deal, trading a contract with a year and change or 2 years is a lot easier, I think, than what's left right now. And I think until the Kings are in a point where, hey, things aren't really working, I don't really see a need to make a move. Now, maybe coloring some around the edges type moves, sure. But anything that's going to completely reshape this rotation and lineup, I don't know if now is the exact right time. I think there is going to be down the road, but I don't know what need is going to be addressed, obviously, outside of the fact that the Kings can protect the paint as well as they have been able to, or as well as they should. The reports we've seen are like the Kings are saying they want to add more shooting. I'm not sure how much more shooting you could possibly add to a team that really has just shooters on shooters. So I'm on the side of wait and see.
I got an example that I think correlates to this conversation. Okay. So let's say you're doing a fringe, but you're trying to upgrade the starting lineup, but you're not touching the big three.
Yeah.
Right. Harrison Barnes for Dorian Finney-Smith, but you thrown in 2 first-round picks. Right. So the complication here, right, is that I think you could get those protections taken off that Atlanta pick with ease. Yeah. So let's say it's just the 2024 pick. All of a sudden, you can't trade your 2025, right? If we're talking during this season, at the time of the draft, you could, but you can't trade your 2025. So it would have to be 2026 and 2028, meaning then if you want to make another move after the fact, your hands are tied until pick-wise until 2030 and then 2032. So while I like Dorian Finney-Smith, I think he's a big upgrade over Harrison Barnes, and the type of guy, like I look at Denver, the KCP and Aaron Gordon are head and shoulders above Kevin Huerter and Harrison Barnes, and I think the other big three are somewhat similar when it comes to those two teams, but you go out and make a move like that, it puts you in a tough spot. So while I would talk myself into something like that, I'm kind of a fan, like Frankie's talking about, like sit and wait. You never know who's going to become available.
Yeah. I think that if anything, very similar to the Shohei news, the Kings should wait and see what dominoes fall first. They don't have a reason to go out and force anything. And I think that's what they'll do. And especially if they go out and they win these 3 straight up, that is going to really put that thing in storage. Okay. You're going to need to find a lock and key to get the trade machine out, which will make me sad, but will make everybody else on this panel very happy. Yeah. And my blood pressure. All right. Got to get to a break. Last thoughts with Brendan and Frankie when we get back. Any other Western Conference teams, new teams, Ja Morant's back. Should we worry about Ja? Stiles and Watkins, Sacktown Sports.
What's the latest with the San Francisco 49ers? Carmichael, Dave, and Jason Ross keep you up to date on all things red and gold during the Niners at 9 every weekday at 9 a.m. on Sacktown Sports at SacktownSports.com.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, 988 provides 24/7 compassionate support and connection to trained counselors. When you call, text, or chat 988, you'll be quickly connected to trained counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. There is hope. The Lifeline works. You are not alone. For 24/7 support, just call, text, or chat 988.
Sacktown Sports is home to the Kings, Niners, and now the business of sports. Hosted by Kelly Brothers and brought to you by Cap Trust, offering customized, independent financial advice at captrust.com. Join Kelly Brothers, Carmichael, Dave, and Jason as they look at the business of sports every Thursday at 7:40 a.m. You want to know how sports really work? Follow the money with Kelly Brothers from Cap Trust on Sacktown Sports.
Live and local. Live and local.
This is Sacktown Sports.
Stiles and Watkins, Sacktown Sports, taking you up to 2 p.m. Joined by our Sacktown Sports Kings insiders, Brendan Nunez and Frankie Cardicelli. One more segment. You guys have been doing a great job. I know you got to get on out of here, get ready for tonight's big game, which we have confirmed. Our own Chris Watkins has confirmed Jason Tatum will not be playing, and Al Horford and his elbow, who pointed at the sun, will not be playing either. It's a weird looking shot.
It is funny. It's really funny.
It does not catch as much flag.
I love me some Al Horford.
What does he do?
Have an Al Horford jersey. I'm not gonna lie.
At this point,
he's so solid.
That elbow works, bro.
He's so solid.
That elbow works.
He's like a center version of Harrison Barnes. Like, I mean, I think he's a little
solid.
more productive.
That's a very
but
good comparison.
That's what his role is essentially on that team. Just do dirty stuff and hit that open corner three at the end of the game if you're open.
Glue guy.
Yeah, glue guy.
Great,
total glue guy.
Grade A glue guy.
Yeah, much better defender. Zach Harper
than Harrison Barnes.
Yes.
All right.
Even at, was he 40 years old?
Yeah.
I know you guys are up on the basketball world and everything happening, and Ja Morant has returned, and he did it in really only a way like Ja Morant could. And the announcers for the broadcasters for the Grizzlies said something to the effect of, and they begin their return to relevancy in the Western Conference. What are the chances that the Grizzlies, I mean, we're, how many games in? About 25 games in. Obviously, there's 82 games. Is it possible for the Grizzlies to really turn this thing around? The Kings face the Grizzlies. What is it next? I think the end of next
New Year's
week.
Eve.
Yeah,
New Year's Eve. So they will have to see Ja Morant. What do you think about the Grizzlies? Do you think they could make this thing happen? And if so, what's the level realistically? Just adding. So now we started the season, I would say, more worried about the Warriors than we are right now, and maybe more worried about the Lakers than we are right now. And now this far into the season, I would say we're more worried about the Clippers than maybe we originally were. We're more worried about the Thunder than we originally were. I know Chris and I both had the Timberwolves finishing high, but I would say we're probably a little bit more worried about the Timberwolves. I'm not talking Kings and their Pelicans problem, but just the basketball world. Do you think the Grizzlies can get into that conversation, or is it all right? It's a long road ahead, and to overreact to one game might be a little much.
It is a long road. I think they're like about 6 games out of that 10 seed, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But Ja is what makes that team run.
Yeah.
Like, it only makes sense, that roster construction, when Ja is out there.
Well, they cashed out Desmond Bane though.
Yeah, and Desmond Bane's really good,
Yeah.
but he also really benefits from Ja being out there, So, and they got some other injuries as they start to get guys back. Marcus Smart gets back in that lineup, see how he fits into Ja. I think that it will. They'll have a chance to get back in the conversation, but I kind of view the rest of this season as prove that you're still that team, even if you don't end up making noise in the postseason or you're a play-in exit. Like, prove that next year you're going to be back at it pretty much.
Well, I think that's a good call, because one thing that we continue to talk about with the Grizzlies, they are incredibly young. I mean, incredibly young. And fortunately for them, they can trick off 2 seasons and still all be okay. Now we're all 25, right? I mean, that's how young they are. So yeah, that's a team where I think you hit the nail on the head, Brendan. Maybe not this season. Hopefully not if you're a Kings fan, but going back to the idea of not doing anything or moving forward, not trying to bust out the trade machine. My point, no,
Yes,
hold on, Frankie. No, I'm not. My point
I
is,
didn't say anything.
No, I saw your face, and the YouTubers saw your face as well. My point is that there's always going to be a team up and coming. The Thunder will be a year older. The Timberwolves will have another year under their belt. The Grizzlies will return. So that is an argument to maybe, okay, we can wait it out, but you need to wait it out, but also wait it out only if you think you can do damage. You think LeBron is going to keep rocking with this team? You think the Warriors are just going to ride with Jonathan Kuminga? I mean, something's always happening.
Yeah, I mean, there's no guarantees in the NBA. I mean, no one's ever untradeable. There's always moves that can be made. In this case in particular, I'm looking at Memphis right now. They have the 6th hardest remaining strength of schedule in the NBA right now, and that's the 4th in the Western Conference. You have Phoenix is number 1, Portland, they're out of the picture, Utah out of the picture. Then you have the Lakers and Memphis in those top 6 spots. I think that you can never count anybody out. And again, what's it, 7-game gap? They get hot, but when you look at this, I'm looking at two matchups against the Bucks, 2 against the 76ers, 3 against the Kings, 3 against Denver, 3 against Minnesota. I don't know. And you're 12 games under already. Like, it's kind of a reverse head start. And I don't know if John Morant's enough to pull them out of that tailspin.
What a world that the Kings are on that list of the tough matchups. You know,
they are
getting used to that.
Strange. They're right here in tough Milwaukee. Toughest opponents. They have 2 against the Kings. It's pretty crazy to look at. Yeah.
Yeah. When I look at the Grizzlies, I'm not really worried about them. You do have the Clippers. I think the Clippers are a much bigger issue.
Yeah.
I would say for not just the Kings, for everybody, but even I think when I look at the Pelicans, I think that the Kings have I think it is a bad matchup, but I would still take the Kings to eventually figure it out.
And they won't. The Pelicans, odds are they probably won't.
And they won't.
I
mean, you got Zion's ex going crazy on social media again today.
Wow.
So it's
What, there's more today? It's wild.
It just dropped today.
It's wild.
It just dropped
it
today,
just dropped.
and you can go check out the video or not.
We got
It's
10 minutes.
Hot off
I'm gonna dive into this one.
Hot off the press.
It's your life. She's calling him out, and it's out of
wild.
control.
She told him to get on the treadmill.
She did. She really did. We listened during one of the breaks.
She's talking to Stephen A. That's crazy.
Seriously.
The word is out.
So you got that going on, but the Clippers. That's
this league.
That's
this league. Hashtag.
The Clippers are a problem to me. They're a problem.
Yeah, I think that there's so many tough teams in the West. I mean, you kind of joked about it earlier in the show, but yeah, you kind of do need to add the Grizzlies and maybe now even the Warriors into the matchups where it's just like, this is not a night off. Like in the league, especially in the Western Conference, we're just looking for a couple nights where it's like, maybe we don't have to give our full effort. Maybe we can give player X a rest tonight, but it just seems like as the season's going on, doesn't seem like teams are getting worse. The teams are not getting less healthy. It feels like everyone's just kind of coming into shape. And it feels like, frankly, I mean, the Kings are also a team that if you're playing them right now, you're playing them at their best as well. Like, I think that, we talk about the Warriors and the Clippers, but, with Keegan playing how he's playing right now, I would argue the Kings are looking about as good as they've looked all season long too. So I guess it kind of just is in the spirit of the holiday.
Yeah. And when you discuss the expectations about the Kings, that's really where the trade machine can stay out or get put away. If you had the pulse of the fans and people that listen to your podcast, by the way, we talked injuries on the Celtics side. Malik Monk is questionable as well with an illness.
Right foot.
Right
soreness.
Foot, right foot soreness. So Malik Monk, right foot irritation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
very
Malik
broad.
Monk, yeah.
Very broad.
That's kind of, I think they're maybe withholding a little bit. De'Aaron's was right shoulder irritation. We could get more details, is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
They could provide more details, is all I'm saying.
Well, they could. Maybe there's a reason they're not.
Oh, I'm sure there's some reason.
Well, they're very protective over the Kings and their injuries and whatnot. And that's not how every other team runs their injury process.
Have you ever? Yeah.
But this is always interesting when you don't see it.
The same thing.
Because we're at the game, so sometimes it's harder to hear what's going on, and we have to literally be on social media to see. Do we know when the irritation happened?
No, I looked at the injury reports on the 11:30. It was not listed. 12:30 it was listed. I know they had shoot around this morning. Maybe it flared up during shoot. We'll find out. I'm sure during pregame when Mike Brown addresses the media. But even if Malik Monk can't go, I think that the Kings have enough firepower. And again, like you said, Chris, they're playing some good basketball. Honestly, arguably playing some of their best basketball since the beginning of last year. I mean, this is a 5 of 6 stretch, and they're 16-9 right now. They have a chance to, I think, have their best start since. I mean, they're already having it since 04-05, but every game that they win, it seems like they're getting some other milestone or some other best start since whatever date from 15, 16 years ago. So, winning is fun, and winning at home is good. The Kings were not a good home team last year. They were okay, but this year they've been a dominant team at home. So if they can keep that going against a very good team, I think Kings fans should feel good going into this weekend's back-to-back, no matter who they're playing.
By the way, this new time slot that we've had with you guys kind of rolls right into our dog segment, and we have a couple minutes left before we do our full-blown dog segment, sponsored by nobody yet, but it can be you. Call in 916-339-1140. So before we let you two go,
You want us to bark?
No, we have sounders. I mean, if we want to,
Okay.
I don't know. Are your
That'll
bars?
get clipped.
You got
That'll
DMX?
get clipped real quick.
Yeah, you got DMX type bars. What's going on here?
No.
So give us your two dogs of the game. Who's going to ball out? I've been banned from picking Kevin Herter. One of you can pick Kevin Herter, but I am banned from picking Kevin Herter.
Can I just throw it back to when Peyton Pritchard left, was it Summer League? And then came back in the finals after going crazy in a Pro-Am, and Davion Mitchell locked him up. So
72 points.
I just wanted to mention that. Davion's a dog. He ain't really playing, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to go Keon Ellis. The guy that replaced him. I'm going Keon Ellis, especially if there's no Malik out there.
Yeah.
And I think that he has really gotten more comfortable recently. Last game got a little maybe trigger happy with some of his shots, but I like what he provides on the defensive end of the floor. I'm going to go a little bench spark with Keon Ellis.
I like that. Frankie, who you got?
I'm sticking with the bench, and I liked his minutes last game. I think he's going to have a good night tonight. Sasha Vezenkov. I've been seeing it. I've been liking him seeing on the boards too. I mean, he's been a sneaky, decent rebounder. He kind of isn't athletic and soaring over people, but able to kind of just find his right angle to get a board.
You know, 8 boards the other day.
Yeah. Like very limited minutes.
How long? I was asking Chris this. Maybe you guys can, and I know we got to get to a break, but quickly, how long does it take for a player to get a sounder? When is Sasha going to get a sounder after his threes?
You have an idea? Like,
no, I don't.
He needs a thing. Like, you need to have a thing. You know, like there, it has to
maybe like
come.
a bow and arrow, like an arrow sound because of his. I don't know.
So like,
I don't know.
We got to brainstorm a little bit.
What's his name from Lord of the Rings? Was it Legolas?
Yeah,
It's kind of close.
Yeah.
I got nothing for Sasha. I'm not gonna lie.
What about like a Link, right? I'm thinking.
Like from Zelda.
Yeah.
Could be
Link. Zelda.
There you go.
So,
how long? Could he get one this season, or you got to be here a season?
There's got to be like some like meme attached to you.
Things
I don't know. Dave is shoehorning this Demonis Sabonis chant.
It worked.
Has it?
I think
has it.
I think last game was the best it ever was.
We just said we couldn't hear it last game.
Really? I heard it.
Do they play it?
They play. Oh, they
but
definitely
they just play
the dun.
Yeah, they have to be like encouraged or shown like this is what we're doing.
I think it's gonna get better.
Well, only you can help.
I'm gonna need some barks from you on this next segment. You can't have a dog.
We have sounders.
Yeah, but like, how have you done this for this long and you've never barked?
We've barked before.
Okay.
All right.
Not that I'm trying to hear you
the break. These guys got to get out of here. We got to get to a break. Frankie Cardicelli, Brendan Nunez. Make sure you follow them on social media. Make sure you read what they're putting out on SacktownSports.com, and make sure you listen to Return of the Roar. We'll be right back with our dog segment. Stiles and Watkins, Sacktown Sports.
That's just my baby dog.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
I always approach the holidays with a sense of excitement and a time to be with family. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa for Naturewood Home Furnishings. For me, the best times were when there were 3 generations all celebrating together. Today, we're the grandparents, and the holiday spotlight shines on my grandson. And I hope he'll remember holidays the way his papa does. Right now, Naturewood Home Furnishings will help you create your own kind of holiday memories during their holiday home sale. Unique gifts found only at Naturewood, like hall trees, curios, chairside tables, and more, are available at savings of 20% off. During Naturewood's holiday home sale, you'll find savings all around the store for every room in your home. Find your perfect bit of Christmas for your home at Naturewood Home Furnishings Holiday Home Sale going on right now. The memories you make with your family will live with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
That's Mike saying good morning. It's the best he can do right now. Yeah, not a cloud in the sky. What Mike could use is a fresh start. And Irish Spring Body Wash. The fresh scent of Irish Spring and those sensational Irish Spring suds are just the reset Mike needs. Now he's ready
To go to work.
It's Sunday. Irish Spring. When the spring hits you, you're ready. Pick up Irish Spring at Walmart today.
Dell's holiday event is one of their biggest sales of the year. Shop limited time deals on laptops like the stylish, innovative XPS 13, engineered to do it all on the Intel Evo platform. Plus, save big on ultra-sharp monitors and top brand accessories. It's the perfect time to upgrade any home, business, or gaming setup powered by Intel Core processors. Shop now at Dell.com/deals to take advantage of huge savings and free shipping on everything. Again, that's Dell.com/deals.
Who has the largest selection of golf merchandise in Northern California? The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. It's the go-to store for golf bags, apparel, equipment, lessons, club fittings, novelty items, and more. With their low price guarantee, complimentary gift boxes, and gift cards for your golfer, it's the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Add convenient online shopping and effortless after-Christmas return policy, and you'll see why the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is the #1 choice for golfers everywhere. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway or online at hagenoaks.com.
Christmas is in the air at Hanley's Kia. The season of giving back is bringing you an unbeatable deal on all 2024 Kia models. Drive home in style without breaking the bank. Introducing Hanley's Kia incredible leasing option for just $199 a month. Picture yourself behind the wheel of a brand new 2024 Kia, loaded with the latest features and cutting-edge technology. Whether it's the sleek Niro Hybrid with 54 mpg, an EV6 with up to 310 miles, the versatile Sportage, or the family-friendly Telluride. At Hanley's Kia, you can also reserve your luxurious full-size EV9 with 3 rows that has the comfort of a stylish interior and the peace of mind that comes with driving a brand you can trust. Head over to Hanley's Kia, the season of giving back today, located in Davis.
New 2024 Kia Niro Hybrid EX for $199 per month for 36 months after $7,999 customer cash due at signing plus $300 military customer rebate. 10,000 miles per year and 20 cents per mile after 30,000 miles based on sale price $30,545 and payment excludes taxes and DMV fees and any dealer fees. Vehicle ID number R5136138.
At Jim Boy's Tacos, you get a ho lot of flavor for under $10. Our classic #2 combo meal spreads cheer with a farm-dusted ground beef taco, scratch-made bean and cheese burrito, and a soft drink. So jingle on down to Jim Boy's or order online at participating locations. Woo-hoo-hoo!
Right now, the sewer system is probably the last thing on your mind. And that's okay, because at the Sacramento Area Sewer District, it's our first priority. If you have a sewer problem like a slow drain or a backup, call us first, day or night.
Hey, it's Juice and Mo. Make this Christmas unforgettable by shopping at our friends Sharif Jewelers.
Do you even remember what you thought last Christmas?
No.
Well, you got to make this one memorable.
Okay.
Make sure to go into Sharif Jewelers. You can get diamond studs, tennis bracelets. There's so many classic, timeless pieces that can be worn every single day, available in both lab-grown and natural mined.
In so many different price points. So don't go anywhere else this holiday season. Support a local, family-owned business rooted in Sacramento for 30 years. Sharif Jewelers.
Live and local. Live and local.
This is Sacktown Sports.
Stiles and Watkins, Sacktown Sports, taking you up to 2 p.m. Thank you again to Brendan Nunez and Frankie Cardicelli, our Sacktown Sports Kings insiders. Thank you to Simone as well, doing a great job. Brought me some agua. I was a little parched, short breaks. Simone is hooking it up. So
is that what happened? It looked like a little pit stop there. I thought she was collecting a bottle.
We don't have a working water fountain.
Yeah,
that's right. So we're working through. I'm going to call some
producer of the year.
Yeah, I'm
right
going to call
there.
some
That's
people. We're going to get it figured out probably after this segment. And it is the DOG, the dog segment. And there you go. That Brendan will be happy about that bark right there as we get ready to pick our dogs for the Celtics. And we want your help, 916-339-1140, if you want to be a part of the conversation to pick your dog. Also on the text line, also on the Sack Chat, the YouTube chat. All guests and callers join us from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Chris Watkins, we haven't started with you in a while. Let's start with you.
Yeah, let's go. My dog for today is going to be Domantas Sabonis.
Okay.
And honestly, this has a lot to do, as we know, Sabonis is, I wouldn't say he's selective, but if you look at the games in which he typically goes off or is better than his normal 17, 12, and 8 that we've become accustomed to every game, it's usually because the matchup he has is one that he feels like he could take advantage of. And if Al Horford's not playing tonight, which he is out on the injury report, that tells me Kristaps Porzingis is going to get a lot of minutes at that center. Probably going to see some Neemias Queta tonight, maybe some Sam Hauser as well. But, I mean, I think Sabonis should just absolutely destroy Kristaps Porzingis in the paint. That dude is notoriously, I wouldn't say soft, because he does have a little bit of bite to his dog. Like, Porzingis is a dog himself. He's a trash talker. He's a dude who's not afraid to get in your face. Okay, he's from the mean streets of Latvia. Okay, so he's not afraid to let you know how he feels. But in terms of how he plays,
just gameplay.
It's pretty soft. It's pretty soft, and Sabonis should be able to throw him around. We've seen him throw around Chet Holmgren. We saw him throw around Daniel Gafford the other night. You know, I could see a similar result for Porzingis. And, you know, anytime you get these battles, some international bigs too, there's always going to be a little bit of pride involved. I think Sabonis is going to take it to him. And if Malik's not going tonight, they're going to need Sabonis' playmaking more than ever.
There you go. Sabonis, that would be 2 really good games in a row.
Maybe back-to-back triple doubles. I think I'm going to put that on the line. I think I'm going to put that on the line there.
Say it with your chest then. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, let's go with Simone. Who is your dog?
Okay. So we know our keys to the game. Definitely trying to dismantle all of this 3-ball, right? And I know Horford's out, Tatum's out. We still need a 3-and-D guy. And I got one.
Who?
Keegan Murray.
Wow.
He's going to be my dog of the game.
Did you mean Harrison Barnes?
Keegan
Murray.
There
That's
you
going to
go.
be my dog.
So that would be a crazy stretch. And I know Simone's talking mostly defensively, but offensively, you go with the 47, then the 25. If he has another good game, that would be great for Keegan Murray.
5 3-points.
Ooh, there we go. I like
5
3-pointers. Okay, you guys are really.
We got to put the dog material out there.
Right. Okay.
What counts as a dog performance?
I'm going with a bench player, and I'm not going with Kevin Huerter.
Okay.
Even though I do think he needs to ball out tonight, and I'm tempted, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, we're not allowing you.
Harrison Barnes has been balling, but I would say, especially if Malik Monk is out with that right foot irritation, I'm going with Sasha Vezenkov, just like Frankie Cardicelli. I think that Sasha is one guy you talk about. Oh, we know, obviously the Celtics know he's a shooter, right? But he is the guy who can get his shot off quickly. If they go to help off somebody else, he's not afraid to take the open shot, especially when it comes through just throughout the course of the game and throughout the course of their system. So I'm going to go with Sasha Vezenkov and his ability to grab some rebounds as well. I'm going with Sasha. Going through the sack chat here, we have Emmy, who has Sasha as well. Andrew Cardwell. Actually, this is the first time I've seen this. Coach Mike Brown as the dog tonight.
What would it take for Mike Brown to get dog of the game?
Man, it's got to be it
doesn't have to be a tech, right? Like, it doesn't have to be with fire, right?
Yeah, I think it would have to be a really good, if it was a close game and a really good inbound play.
Sure,
I don't know. I think the first time.
You know it when you see it, I guess.
Right. The first time I'm probably going to pick my dog of the day, and we'll have to do it on Friday because it's a back-to-back for the T-Wolves. I would pick Coach Mike Brown against the T-Wolves. To say this will be the first time you're going to get that W against your back-to-back opponent in the Timberwolves. So that's who I would pick. But Andrew Cardwell has Mike Brown tonight. We have Jess Escoto saying, of course, the Trey Bay.
Come on now.
It's going to be
that too.
Trey Lyles for dog of the day. Manny Too Legit, De'Aaron Fox, dog for tonight. And there you go. A couple more. I'm scrolling through here. I'll continue to say them as we find them. But
see a De'Aaron in there.
De'Aaron
Manny
as well.
Too Legit.
There are going to be a lot of guys that have to show up. Scooter 916. I'm going to say Huerter is going to have a breakout game tonight. Huerter is going for 25. Thank you, Scooter, because I couldn't say it. I wanted somebody to. Amid Rock. Trey Bay is my dog tonight. Manny Too Legit says, I called the DeMontis Sabonis triple-double last game as well. Shout out to Manny Too Legit and all of our sack chatters in there doing their thing. It's going to be all hands on deck. And you know what? To the point of Andrew Cardwell on the sack chat, you could have Mike Brown win dog of the game if they do come out and you have to go night-night. If it's, hey, guys, you know, hey, guys, Jason Tatum's out, keep the pedal to the metal. Do not let up. And they just if we get to see Ford or we get to see Colby Jones tonight
for the right reasons,
then Coach Mike Brown could definitely
And
win.
just a quick refresher for anyone just now joining the program.
Mhm.
It's going to be 15 points. He has to say, I'm sorry.
He has to say thank you to the Warriors. Thank you,
Okay.
Warriors.
And then
25 or more, he has to do the night-night on
Perfect.
video.
Perfect.
And not just the YouTube video. We'll get multiple videos.
Yeah. We'll see about that.
That's how
We'll
much
see
you
about
love the Kings.
Yeah, right. It's totally.
It's how much you love the Kings. That is what, that is what it's really.
Looking at the Celtics minutes from yesterday, too. I mean, Jaylen Brown played 41 and had to score 28 points. Jason Tatum really didn't have it last night. So, in a way, other guys were already having to probably exert more effort than what they typically would to try and pick up the slack for Tatum last night. And, Derek White played 40 minutes. Al Horford, who's not playing today, played 38. Even Drew Holiday, a guy who's been up there and, back-to-backs, he's probably starting to feel those on his knees these days. Even he played 35 minutes yesterday.
We can talk about it more after the break, but Drew Holiday, we had this conversation when the Bucks moved off of him and how it was in part, hey, offensively, he doesn't seem to be that guy. We need a little bit more.
Right.
And I watched him. I think he had 13 last
Yeah,
night, but he is a bit confusing offensively.
Yeah.
He's, like you said, bigger guy. I think he might have backed down Steph or somebody,
That sounds like
but he doesn't really. I think to that point, I thought he was, and we can look up the numbers after the break. I felt like he was a much more prolific
he used to be.
three-point shooter.
He had like a 35 or 40-point game against the Kings. I think it was 2 years ago. He's able to light it up. It's just, he's definitely not able to do it as much as he was before. And he's just not quite a, he's not really like a 38, 39, 40% three-point shooter.
I wonder if it's a construction of the roster. I mean, you saw Marcus Smart not really know, okay, can I shoot now? Then you have Derek White as well, who shoots the basketball. So is it that point guard position just feeling like a tweener? Hey, what?
Well, especially when the two Jays are going to have the ball in their hands so often. It's like, I'm not even really like a true point guard.
Yeah, what am I actually supposed to do? And
just hustle.
Yeah, just hustle.
Is he overqualified to do so? Even
Right.
should he be given a bigger role? I don't know.
Yeah. Don't forget they have.
Tonight on a night like tonight's a day where he can step up. With Tatum not being out
Where's
there,
that bag?
they're going to need points.
Yeah, well, we don't want to see the bag, but maybe we can see the attempt at the bag. All right, got to get to a break. When we get back, continue to break down Kings and Celtics. Stiles and Watkins, Sacktown Sports.
Harrison Barnes plays here.
Harrison Barnes drives it, hammers it. The Black Falcon soaring into the night sky on a Monday evening in Northern California.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sacktown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
It's no secret to golf enthusiasts that Timber Creek and Sierra Pines in Roseville are one of the region's most unique and scenic places to enjoy a great game of golf. 27 holes, boundless options. Elevate your game on our newly renovated driving range, putting green, and chipping area. Whether you're aiming for fun, lower scores, or all-around growth, we've got you covered. Experience golfing dreams in Roseville and book your tee time at timbercreekgc.com. Timber Creek and Sierra Pines, your ultimate golf haven.
The holiday season is right around the corner, so give the gift that's hard to wrap but easy to give. Give them a Stihl. With powerful trimmers, blowers, and chainsaws to place under the tree, the Stihl Holiday Gift Guide has something for everyone. Save $30 on the GTA 26 battery-powered garden pruner. Visit your local Stihl dealer or go to stihlusa.com/gift guide. Real Stihl. Find yours. Now $149.99 was $179.99 MSRP. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Because no two people sleep the same. Only the Sleep Number smart bed lets you each choose your individual firmness and comfort, your Sleep Number setting. The Climate 360 smart bed is so smart it actively cools or warms up to 13 degrees on either side for your ideal sleep temperature. And now save 40% on the Sleep Number Special Edition Smart Bed and Sunday. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, the official sleep and wellness partner of the NFL.
Folsom Lake Ford has trucks. The F-150s are here. Explorers, Expeditions, and a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports. They're in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford. Shop Folsom Lake Ford, your truck headquarters right here in Sacramento for your favorite Ford models at good, fair prices. Short on cash? Buy any new Ford with zero down. Save big with low interest finance rates. Plus, Folsom Lake Ford is paying top dollar for all trades. We want your vehicle regardless of mileage or condition. This could be the best time to buy a new Ford. Check out the huge inventory online at folsomlakeford.com or stop by the dealership and see the most recent arrivals. Looking for something special? Give them a call and tell them Doug Christie sent you. Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, your trusted dealer, my trusted dealer for over 30 years. FolsomLakeFord.com.
0 down with approved credit.
Kevin Lewis of National Garage Door. Whether you need to repair a broken spring, install a new opener, or buy a quality Rainer door, National Garage Door is here for you. Call us today to see how we can transform your house with a new garage door.
638-4554 National Garage Door. The push for the NFC's top seed continues on Christmas as the 49ers host the Baltimore Ravens.
Purdy throws for the end zone. It is caught by Deebo Samuel. Touchdown! San Francisco!
The 49ers look to extend their win streak to 7 in a row as they host Lamar Jackson and the Ravens on Christmas night. Game time at 5:15 on your home for 49ers football. Sacktown Sports and sacktownsports.com. Sacramento has a new tag team in the midday. It's Stiles and Watkins on Sacktown Sports.
Stiles and Watkins, Sacktown Sports, taking you up to 2 p.m. We will be joined by the Drive Guys in just a minute with Whitey Gleason and Kyle Draper talking about tag teams. I'm trying to think of a game back in recess in PE where you actually did, hey, tag me in. And not capture. I remember capture the flag was fire back in the day.
Red Rover.
Red Rover.
Red Rover got dangerous.
Red Rover. I saw a girl I was in like third grade get clotheslined bad.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I mean, that's pretty much the name of the game.
There's no way they still do that in school, right?
No. There's no way.
I hope they do.
No, I think it's a lot of those
injuries, but it builds character.
Yeah. I think they use those parachute things.
Yeah.
No, those were always safe and fun.
Before we get to Whitey and Draper, let's get out to Tin, who's been hanging out. 916-339-1140 wants to be a part of the show. What's up, Tin? What you got for us?
I got something, man. It's dating back to the beginning of the show when Chris was talking about the Celtics on a back-to-back, but really, he brought up a great point that they've been to the finals, they've been to this and that, they're veterans at it. So really tonight, they're coming in fresh, really. Because if you think about it, the finals, right? They play every other day. Game 1, game 2, 3, 4, this and that, the series. So that basically damn near is a back-to-back. And you playing at that level, that competition too. So Boston's going to come hard tonight like they always do. Teams better protect the home court.
Yes, sir.
There you go, Tin. No, great call. Great call. Call of the day for sure. And that's a good point because the Celtics have a really good record. The Celtics are undefeated at home. The Kings only have a few losses at home. So they definitely want to protect home court. And we can all feel like that. But I think deep down the Kings know if you're going to get the Celtics, we know Jason Tatum, even if you don't have Malik Monk, no Jason Tatum coming off a back-to-back. No Al Horford, who I know I joked about Al Horford a little bit, but no Al Horford to eat up those minutes as well. You got to get this one.
Totally. And then, we talk about it more so thinking about back-to-backs, but with this just in general rough stretch of games, you would hope that the Kings look at this and say, this might be the easiest opportunity we get in this stretch. Of course, every game's incredibly important and you try and attack. every game with the same mentality, but it's human nature to not understand, okay, there's an open opportunity here, or a more open opportunity that it'd be advantageous of us to take advantage of.
Right. When the West is as tough as it is, you got to take every opportunity and every softening that you can and take advantage of it. Let's bring in the Drive guys with Whitey and Draper. Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey. Yeah, we caught that little jab, by the way, Alan.
Which jab?
Jab of yours. The jab of, hey, we've got the Drive guys ready, but first, Chris, have you ever played Red Rover?
What?
Trying to eat into the time a little.
Chris,
No, we got the Drive guys here. And look, let's ask the question. It just dropped that Jason Tatum. We don't know about Malik Monk, but we know Jason Tatum's out. Al Horford's out. Obviously, we're going to say the athlete and coach thing, that your mentality shouldn't change. But if you are the Kings, you got to be salivating a little bit more here, right? You got to get this done now.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, because when you look at, historically against the Celtics, this has been a bad matchup for Sacramento. And to your guys' points, which you just said a couple of minutes ago, this is your best shot at knocking off these guys, I think. No Tatum tonight, no Al Horford. You're playing well. We'll see if Malik plays. I just had lunch with the Celtics sideline reporter, Abby Chen, and I felt confident, going into this one. First of all, the Warriors did us a favor last night, extending these guys into overtime. And so there are no excuses not to get this win tonight, guys. A shorthanded Celtics team. You're on your home floor. You're playing the best ball of your season so far. We got to light the beam tonight. If we lose it, this would be a disappointing one if we lost tonight.
Yeah, Draper, and I'm curious. I know you have a little bit of a connection with this Celtics team and with all those that cover it. What have you really seen from the Celtics this season? Obviously, they've been incredible. The last season, there was tons of talk about how Joe Mazzulla was this figure that was holding them back. This year doesn't really seem like, or at least I haven't seen a ton of that. What have been your thoughts on the Celtics this season? And then last night, just them kind of blowing that game. How are people feeling in Celtics land these days? Because they're never really happy, are they?
Right. No, not at all. I mean, and I'm going to start with the latter part of that question. Last night, them collapsing against Golden State, that brought up some old wounds for Boston.
Right.
That they're not necessarily a clutch team. Their decision making down the stretch is something left to be desired. And so what we saw last night, some bad threes, ISO ball once again, that's what doomed them against the Warriors a couple of years ago.
Yep.
You can't beat the Warriors by trying to go one-on-one, take contested threes. Why don't you get downhill, Jason Tatum? Why don't you get downhill, Jaylen Brown? And so I think, Celtics land, that's the talk today out there in Boston is like, man, I thought we were a different team. I thought we learned our lesson, and some of those bad habits are sticking out again. As to your first question, Chris, what I'm seeing from Boston, we know how good Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are. Tremendous. But Kristaps Porzingis has been amazing for them this season. I mean, he's been, and then you throw in Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday, his numbers may be down, but his impact is just as strong. He's focusing so much on a defensive end. He doesn't have to be an offensive weapon for this team to be good. And then you throw in Derek White, who might be the most improved player in the entire league this season. I mean, he's been as steady as they come. He was big again last night. And so this is going to be a tough matchup, man, even without Jason Tatum. Their size, their length, their defensive tenacity, their top six on offense and defense. And so it's going to be a good matchup, a good test tonight for Sacramento.
Yeah, Drew Holiday is what worries me about this matchup from the Kings standpoint, because he's got the wherewithal to disrupt the offense at its source, which of course is De'Aaron Fox. But last night, I mean, we all watched the game. Did you guys realize the Celtics took 58 threes?
No.
Yeah. I knew they took a lot.
There's 108. I know it was overtime. There's 108 threes attempted in that game.
Oh. And I think, guys, talking to people, close to the organization, their rule is they want to get to 53s a game.
Really?
Like, that's their thing. Like, Sacramento, our number is about 45. The Celtics want to get 48, 49, 53s a game. 58 is a lot of threes. That's unheard of. But I think their thought is if they're open looks, they're good looks, we'll let them fly.
we've also been talking about Kevin Herter and how it's been kind of a tough go for him. We have here on the 916, going back to our dog segment, Sabonis back-to-back triple doubles. Book it and send him to the line from Keem. So that's a Sabonis pick, guys. You can give us your dogs if you want, but I also want to know, are you worried about Kevin Herter, or when should we worry about Kevin Herter? If Malik doesn't play tonight, I think that it is a great opportunity for him to get back going.
I'm not worried about Kevin Herter. Is this what we're going to do, Alan Stiles? Is this what we're going to do, Chris Watkins? Is this what we're going to do, Sacramento Kings fans? Kevin Herter was balling out for a 2-week stretch. Now that he's struggling a little bit, it's like, oh, are we worried? I'm not going to live on that roller coaster, guys, and nitpick when a guy goes through a rough stretch.
Dre,
forget.
I don't even know if it was 2 weeks. He's been more of the guy that we've seen these last couple days, and he's been that hot piece that you've been talking about.
You know, when you look at what Kevin Herter does, first of all, he's not playing as much as he used to. I mean, give Mike Brown credit. He's actually, benching Kevin Herter, playing 17, 18, 19, 20 minutes when, as of late. And so if you're not getting it done, Mike Brown is going to turn to other guys. But when you look at Kevin Herter's season, obviously he started off struggling, but then, I'm going from game, and I got his box scores right here if we want to do that, game 6 through game 16. So I'm talking about a 10-game stretch. Let me do the quick math here, Alan Stiles. This is for you, big dog. Over a 10-game stretch, he averaged 16.4 points, shot 43.6% from the field. So think about it. 10 of your 25 games he's been on. Remember, the first 6, 7, he struggled. The last 5 or 6, he struggled a little bit, but I'm not going to nitpick. In fact, he's coming off back-to-back 11-point games. I'm not going to entertain that right now.
Drace, I'd love to continue this conversation. Simone's telling me we got to go. I'd love to keep talking about it.
Exactly.
I would love to. We got to go. I'll see you tonight, Drapes. Don't you worry. I will see you tonight.
All right. We'll pick this up in person.
That's right. Yes. That's right. Thank you for listening, everyone, to Stiles and Watkins, and continue to listen to The Drive Guys with Whitey Gleason and Kyle Draper, and our crosstalk tomorrow, because that will be fun for sure as well. Until tomorrow, secure the bag, light the beam.
It's the best team in the AFC versus the best team in the NFC on Christmas in San Francisco.
Murray back. Murray time throws. Intercepted. Charvarius Ward running back the other way. He's gone.
The 11-3 Baltimore Ravens bring their